For some reason, I'm not going live.
Is it checking your stream is working, or what's going on?
Oh, hold up. There we go.
Was it just being slow?
I forgot to hit the stream button on OBS, so yeah.
Oh boy.
Anywho, this is Damadoc82, and we are here for another installation of Pimp My Boat with Ion Mark III. Say hello, Ion.
Hello, Ion.
Last time we were working on this little beauty right here for Heizmeister.
Yep, the velocity.
Yes.
This thing.
Me and Ion were just kind of giving it a rough look over here to try to get some ideas on what all we need done. Oh, sorry, that's my phone. Sorry.
Well, you have to do a sound check, so that's fine. Yeah.
Anywho, we were doing just kind of a rough look over of some things that we probably need to do in this episode. So yeah, do we just want to jump right into it, or is there anything you'd like to add to the intro there?
My apologies if I am quiet or spaced out or something.
Yeah, pardon him, folks. He's a little groggy today.
If I start snoring in the middle of the stream, you know why.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if I start snoring, it'll be news to everyone because I don't think I snore. So.
Oh, I know I do.
Yeah, I must be.
I saw some pretty big logs. All right, I am getting rid of the sensor tower.
Yeah, you were receiving a lot of love for that one last time.
I know.
Have you posted your
yes.
notification to your Guild of Calamitous Intent?
Our Guild of Calamitous Intent, actually, but yes, I have.
I wasn't sure yet because of the merge thing. Since we're not active there yet, it's coming.
Right.
There we go.
I'm going to redo some of the turret here to try to get some recoil absorption into it.
Okay, good. Stream. My overlay is actually working this time. Huzzah!
Awesome.
Yes, Dr. Typhon, hello. Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Yeah, I am not gone from the depths. Typhon says, "Welcome back to From the Depths." I think, yeah, I think Typhon just.
The topic of his death has been greatly exaggerated.
I don't know.
I think that's how the saying goes, something like that.
Yes, yeah. I have been around. It's just I think you've just not seen them going out. Oh, sorry, rather caught one. Sorry. You can tell I'm not my best right now, can't you? So yeah, sorry, but yeah. Still active in From the Depths. The game hasn't scared me away just yet. It's trying, but it's not done it. Also, Razul, welcome to the stream.
Hi, Raz.
Hi, Raz. Raz,
we're over in Gen Voice Chat if you want to pop in and say hello, by the way.
Raz already has suggestions, even though we're only a few minutes in.
Oh, okay.
Right, Razul suggests ECM, missile decoys, torpedo interceptors, and maybe even missile interceptors.
I don't know if torpedo interceptors would be all that important on this, because I think this would outrun a hell of a lot of torpedoes.
What did we clock its speed at?
It was like in the mid to high 50s, I think.
Light torpedoes.
Don't quote me on that, but I think that might have been it.
Not quite out of danger for torpedoes, but a lot of the heavier torpedoes will struggle to catch up to it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Though if it starts taking damage, it will slow down. You didn't see the notifications? Yeah, that's fine, Typhon. I mean, I'll just chalk that one up to YouTube being YouTube. If I'm entirely honest. So
She is a
no
strange
worries.
mistress.
YouTube is the strangest of mistresses. She never knows what she wants, but she gets what she wants anyway.
Hmm.
I'm just going to relocate the rear props inside the hull, so... If you recall, Demo, the rear props were installed to give it turning, since it wasn't turning well enough. When we did a last check on it at the end of last time, so... They were bolted on as an afterthought, so I'm actually integrating them properly now.
Okay. Do we want to try to do some mimic work to kind of hide these, you think, just to help improve the looks of it, or?
You mean the turning props?
Yeah, you know how I usually like to do it, or we could just do what you're doing right there. I guess that works too.
Yeah, I do like a base level of it. So, well, you sort of did it with the turning thrusters in the hull already, so you know, same kind of deal. We can cover them with mimics if we want to, but they also work just fine without the mimics too.
Yeah.
Same kind of deal with the thrusters in the back of the wings that I installed up there. So yeah, that kind of thing. Raz says his torps are usually around 60 to 65 meters per second with target prediction, so they can definitely catch this boat. Sounds like we need some torpedo protection, I'm afraid.
Maybe. I just don't think I've encountered anything in the campaign that goes that fast, so I just... yeah. I had an alternative idea of something that we could do for the sensor suite.
Okay. Hit it.
I'm just kind of putting something together right now. Probably scale back on the mast just a wee bit, but
I thought the plan was to keep the mast.
I thought we were getting rid of it because people didn't like it.
Relax. I'm just messing with you.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind there being a mast, but as I said before we started, it's like it didn't really fit with the overall style of the boat. I think that was my particular issue with it. But it makes sense to have a mast. We just need to work out what to do with it.
Probably something a little less pronounced, I'm thinking.
Yeah, that or something stretched out. You know, like a swept back, maybe? Like a tail fin?
Ooh, actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, build into the aggressive speed that this design kind of exudes from its hull.
I think I can do that.
That might look good. See, Typhon says that he's got FTD, but the laptop's hard drive was damaged and now it won't turn on. Ouch. Okay, that
Ooh,
sounds
sorry to
really
hear
bad.
that, man.
Yeah, I actually had a bit of a panic moment like last week when my laptop just went blue screen and said hard disk failure. It's
Ooh!
It's like, what the hell's going on? And then it was actually just fine after a reset, so I don't know what the hell happened there. But it was saying no hard disk detected, and it was like, oh hell, I can't afford to replace this thing. I hope it's not given up because I use it every day. So it's like, but yeah, it's like I was really worried for a few minutes before I plugged in and restarted it, and it's like, oh thank God, it still works. So yeah, definitely some.
I'd probably be having a bit of a panic attack myself, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I just hope it's you can work out how to do something with that laptop, honestly.
How about that? Is that an improvement?
Yeah, that more squash look does look a lot better with the hull. I was thinking a shallower attack angle on the front.
Like maybe 45s?
Like maybe have the wings be back here instead.
Okay.
Like a small delta wing shape.
Let me see what I can come up
Yeah,
with.
just see how that looks. Raz says, yeah, but Heizmeister does occasionally play in custom campaigns against both his own craft and viewer-submitted craft. Or at least he had just played one such campaign, which is
He
why
is
Russell
a bit of a
mentioned
masochist, yeah.
it. Fair enough. But yeah, that does bring up a good point. And if we're tinkering this thing, then we might as well just try and give it the works. Everything we feel like reasonably putting into it. Like, should we give it a red colour scheme just in case?
So it goes faster?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
I mean, which faction has... Well, I was about to say a navy blue screen, but it's like your stream will be different, so I don't know. The joys of multiplayer. Oh, yeah, I kind of like how it's looking on mine at the moment. Bit of a stealthier look, I think, with my skull skin. Let's see. Razor said, in addition, anti-torp torps not just protect the ship, but the rest of the friendlies in the waters as well. That's also a good point. An enemy torpedo intercepted is one that can't hit your allies. Admittedly, some allies deserve to be hit, but hey, that's not this ship's purpose to determine.
You hit over the head with something, yeah, probably.
I've got a question.
Go ahead.
Why the hell am I painting? What's wrong with me?
I don't know, why are you painting?
I was just curious to see what it looked like if I had this band of colour installed, and it looks okay, I think. There are more important things I could be doing, like restricting my guns so they don't shoot the rest of the ship by accident. That
might be a good idea,
vaguely
yeah.
Important, yes. Vaguely important. Right. Just digging into my railguns now, and we'll see what I can do about that. Constraints, marking display size, yada yada. That's the wrong one. Okay, so guarantee that I won't shoot your heavy cannon in the face. I've got roughly a 30-degree clearance. Though maybe I should mount these things side-facing. Wouldn't that spin their firing angles?
What do you mean?
Hang on. I must check this for science. Because I honestly am not quite sure about this one, so... Hey. Damn. Typing says it costs $1,000. To be honest, you've been better off building one. Your laptop costs more than my entire desktop did when I bought it over 5 years ago.
Well, I spent about $1,200 on mine, and I've been kind of upgrading it here and there ever since. So.
Okay. Relative to the vehicle. What's the difference between parent construct and vehicle space?
I think well, actually, now that after you said vehicle space, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. It says
You would kind of think that'd almost be one and the same.
yeah, because I'm wanting one that can actually angle towards the main battery backwards as well, but it's like it doesn't seem to have that setting. I don't know. Hi, Jason. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for dropping in. Jason
Hi,
says
Jason.
He says, "Hey gang, wish I could watch the live, but I'm just on a quick break at work. So hey, hope your day's treating you well."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Typhon thinks the craft looks awesome. Thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. It's not originally ours. We're just finishing up, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, this is I don't know if how many of these you've seen, Typhon. I don't remember if you were in on some of the early ones, but Pimp Mah Boat is we get a user submitted thing, and then we do something to it. If it's a
Pretty
good
much,
thing,
yeah.
is up in the air, honestly. But okay, I guess I'll have to accept these things can't shoot across the rear central bit, so that'll have to do. But yeah, we do something to it. Sometimes it's by request, or sometimes we just tune it. So the original hull was from Heizmeister, and we've done things to it.
Horrible, unspeakable things.
The coach will never be the same again.
Think of it as a from the depths equivalent of a donkey show.
Oh, that reminds me. We should probably have the comparison going on as well, shouldn't we, Demo?
With the original blueprint.
Yep. So would you mind spawning in the original hull, so just so people can see the two side by side?
One moment.
And may I delete your display fortress and replace it with my holder post so we can get the two side
Absolutely.
by side? Okay, display. Still in the air. Okay. The boat can fly. It didn't need that display post. I think someone just caps locked it.
Maybe so. But yeah, that's the original one I just spawned in there.
Yeah, I was caps locked. The original one is... Oh, there it is. Yeah, so this is what Heizmeister gave us, like a half-built one. It wasn't finished, but he gave us the basic hull shape, and we spent like 3 hours or so turning it into what we've got at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going
It's actually... This series has actually been a whole lot of fun to do, I'm not gonna lie.
We've not actually done that much of it, but yeah, it's been different every time. I mean, our first one was what, taking that French,
yeah, that was Existences was the first one, I believe.
Yeah, taking an old dreadnought style ship and making it fly.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first one.
Did it up looking pretty amazing too.
We even got it flying. I may have just made a mistake.
Uh-oh, don't do that.
Oh, I know.
Me no likey mistakes.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Nothing blew up, so we're okay.
Nothing blew up yet.
Yes. We know that's going to happen.
Eventually, probably, maybe, sort of.
Right, continuing on. Sorry that I got distracted there. It's like in like 5 minutes, but there was a second bit Dr. Typhon said, which is also, are you guys making custom campaign?
I was back in the day. I just never got the support I needed to try to make it a reality. So yeah.
Yeah, personally I've never tried making a custom campaign, so it's never been something I've found myself trying to do. I think that's probably the best way to describe it.
Ian, when you have a moment, could I get your opinion on the new sensor mast?
Yeah, give me a sec, I'm just restricting your main cannon.
No biggie.
30. 80 minus 30 is 50 degrees. Okay, so now your main gun should not be able to hit my side turrets. Okay. What can I do for you?
I'd just like some feedback on the.
Oh, hey.
Oh, Gio just popped in. Hey, Gio.
Yeah, sorry, Gio. By the way, I was not ignoring you. Oh, Gio said it's a bit too slow in my chat, so I think he went back to yours.
Okay.
Sorry, Gio. Yes, hello, Gio. Welcome to the stream. Yes, lots more life here. Okay, Raz and Gio have said parent construct is for turrets fitted to turrets.
Okay.
So that's where that comes
Because the way they have that worded is kind of confusing.
Yeah, I was looking for one that's like on the placed direction the turret might be facing. I was hoping for that, but didn't quite work out. Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can smooth this out just a little bit more.
Yeah, Raz points out that he tried one ages ago. The channel does still exist on my Discord, yes, but he was the only one that ever made any craft for it, even though other people said they would, so he scrapped it.
I know, that's frustrating as hell. That's the same thing I ran into.
Yeah, people get enthusiastic and then they don't
Follow through.
Yeah, that was literally about what I was about to say.
Oh yeah, that's extremely irritating. I definitely feel for you there, Rezel.
Yeah, having that munition sensor there is kind of messing you up a little bit, isn't it?
It can always be moved.
I was thinking moving it back 1 meter might do the trick.
I'll just gut it for the moment and find it a new home.
Okay.
But I think the newer sensor mast is an improvement. I think it's a little more fitting.
Oh, Gio says no, it just took Dammer 10 minutes to see him. Yeah, and Razzle says that in that case I am real fast, as in me I am, is real fast, because I saw Gio inside only 6 to 7 minutes. I feel like I need to work on my response times a little bit, but in my defense I'm sleepy. And in my second defense, well, when I get distracted, my response time to the chat usually does extend to like somewhere to like 5 minutes plus. So sorry.
Same here, but I just saw Geo like pop up like less than 5 minutes ago, so there might be some kind of delay going on in the chat. I don't freaking know.
Well, we were nervous about actually getting the stream started, and we had to both reset our machines and things before we went properly. So something was going wrong before we even began.
Something rotten in the state of Denmark, I believe is how the saying goes.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm quickly doing something to the sides, Dammer.
Go for it.
Like, how does this look to you?
I would go with a 4 meter slope, but other than that, I like what you're doing with it.
Yeah, so this is what I was thinking when I said like you could move it back by 1, so you can have more bits. Like we can smooth this out as well if we edge the back slightly in there, and then we can fit the 3 meter, just so it smooths out like that.
How about that?
Yeah. I actually misjudged the piece, and then I thought, you know what? Let's leave it short and see what he says. Yes. Yeah, that's fine. But that's all smoothed out a bit then. Okay, Typhon, I was not ignoring you, just to say that, but hey, my response time is down to 3 minutes now. Blisteringly fast. Typer says, you said at the start that I could join something to come and say hi to you.
That was actually I was referring to Rizul, but if he wants to hop in my Discord and say hi in the voice chat, he's more than welcome to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are in a general voice chat on Damodoc's Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no restrictions.
It is open to the public.
Yeah, if someone wants to drop in, then they're able to. Yeah. So. Okay.
I'm thinking these little pods on the side could potentially be a good place to put some sensors here, Ion.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. I mean, there's actually some flat hull on the ends of them as well, which would be good mounting spots. So. Oh, you mean those?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Sure.
I'm just not quite sure what kind of sensor to put there, but...
what have we got so far? We've got range, retro reflector, active radar, IR cam, a gimbal. You're using IR cams?
It could probably go either way, to be honest.
Okay. You don't actually have any dedicated cameras aside from the 90 degrees you've got mounted on the upper deck.
That's actually not a bad idea. I could have one forward-facing and one rearward-facing. I think that could work.
Yeah, perfect.
I just hate the huge gap, though, that a lot of sensors leave, like in the, well, I'm trying to think of how to word this. You know how a lot of the sensors, they have like a round base to them?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, because then when you try to put a sensor on top of a local weapon controller, it just leaves a huge freaking gap around it, and it drives me crazy. So I had to usually get like some not spin blocks, but mimics to try to get rid of it.
Let's see. Sorry. Geo was asking, like 2 minutes ago. Oh my god, I'm getting faster. 2 minutes ago, I wish to know how long is the wait list for Pimp Mah Boat?
What is he worried about? Because we already done his.
Did he submit another one?
I don't know, but we did. We did do one of his already.
Yeah, we've done one of his already. I think he submitted the next one now. The Raz has no clue because he submitted one for over a month or two or more. He's unsure, but it's like, yeah, about a monthish.
It's sat in there for a while. I know we haven't gotten to that just yet. So
this thing, we're not been able to do Pimp Mah Boat for a while. That's why it's behind.
Mm-hmm.
You renamed some of this stuff. I'm trying to find it.
I renamed what?
So you renamed some of the categories. So
I'm sorry.
To find the thing.
I've been trying to do some server maintenance because we're still working on the merger idea here, so I thought I'd pretty it up a little.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 6 more boats after this one still hanging. I think that's all of them. So there's like 6 or 7 more designs still waiting to go. So that's probably going to be a couple of months. If we do Pimp Mah Boat every week, which we haven't been. So yeah.
Yeah, it takes us anywhere between like 2 to 3 episodes to completely finish pimping out a boat. So
yeah. So it'll be like a couple of months if we finish a boat in every single session, which we don't because we lavish too much care and attention on these darn things. We do
yeah,
too much.
that's pretty accurate. We
do
take pride in our work. There's nothing wrong with that.
We do too much. We must stop this demo. We must reduce our standards. We must be happy. We must follow the example set with our very first one where I said this boat flies after I stuck a load of balloons on it.
Well, then that would have been an extremely short stream, Ion.
Yes, but it would have got the job done a lot sooner. Geo said that he joined but he stuck on the mobile, and Typhon said that YouTube cut out. I'm guessing about the time where we said that we're in Dammer's Discord in a Just a General Voice channel.
Okay.
Because I don't think he heard that. So, yeah, there we go. Now, we've got another suggestion from Raz.
Uh-huh.
Which is, Raz suggests flattening out the side turrets a bit and then raising the front middle gun a bit so that it can shoot over the side guns, or do vice versa so the side guns can shoot over the main gun. Sadly, there is no room, like, at all.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot we can do about super firing, but it should be able to fire decently at 90 degrees. It just one of the 200 millimeters is not going to be able to fire.
You said some. Yeah, I was going to ask actually. You mentioned super firing when you were talking about what has just been dubbed the idle thing.
Idle thing?
That battle cruiser.
Oh!
So, with it lacking a name, I've been calling it the idle cruiser, and it's like, you said something about super firing then, but I didn't know what you meant by it.
Super firing means that you have a turret that kind of fires over the top of another turret, hence the term super firing.
Oh, I was not aware of that, actually. Thank you. Yeah, I get it now. Yeah, so that would mean that your 400, I think it is super firing when it's firing over your 56, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
I see.
Yeah, but it's kind of dangerous to do it that way because, in my experience, it's just going to shoot the back of that turret sometimes if there's a target that's dead ahead.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with things in From the Depths sometimes. They love to attack each other.
Yeah, sometimes creations just like to tear themselves apart. I did some things with stairs here, just to try to pretty it up a little. I think we're getting to a point where we're probably going to have sufficient detection.
Okay.
I'm wondering if we probably use a 360 camera here on the back. I'm thinking something like right here.
I was just reinforcing the side bits, the side wings, like by adding an extra layer at the bottom of it. So just to help protect the thrusters from the underside and make the wings a bit more resistant to getting blown up.
Okay.
So I figure it might be a good idea to avoid that.
I think I'm just gonna leave the back end as is because if I try putting a sensor there, then it's gonna. For some reason, it does. Sensors do not like to try to see over alloy plates, so I'm just gonna leave that
that's
alone.
because to sensors, alloy plates are a full-fledged block for some insane reason. It'd be excellent if they were not, but that's just how From the Depths views it. They aren't transparent from those sides, so.
Yeah, it is a little frustrating.
A little bit, yeah. Geo's suggestion is add more DACA.
We could.
Oh, and he said he was also just curious about the wait time. That's why he asked about it.
Pretty much when we get to it is the wait time.
Sadly, yeah. Especially since other projects crop up as well. And we stream less often than we did because real life caught up with us, and it's like we've not been able to do anything about it. Oh,
real life is such a bitch.
Yeah. I found the steps you worked in as well. It's yeah, I think that's a nice addition.
And I am just kind of going around and putting some telescopes.
Also, hello Existence, welcome to the stream.
Hi Existence. Let me guess, my chat's still not working.
I'm actually thinking of like extending the custom jet out. More power and all that jazz. Seeing as the rear bit got extended a little bit, but the jet didn't, so you know, hey. Sure, it burns a little bit more fuel, but hey, more power.
Actually, since I've been using jet engines a lot in my LP, I have really stopped worrying about fuel so much, which is kind of strange for me because
it's because I think it's because you're so used to worrying about fuel, but then you've got these big fuel-hungry jets, and it's actually not that bad, and you can cope with it. And it's like, oh, I feel a bit more confident about this now. And then yeah, you just quit worrying about it.
Quite possibly.
I mean
that would make sense.
You remember the Toba Tower?
Oh yeah.
How that thing worked? It was like it had a custom jet which basically ran the entire length the last time it was seen, and the first time the custom jet fired, the entire boat took off, and that kind of stuff. And that was actually okay. It's just that it had to wait a while and refuel itself between bursts, really.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah. I think I watched that whole stream actually.
Stream? It was an episode series.
Really? I thought you did some streaming of it.
No, not.
Are you sure?
No. Toba was an episode series.
Okay.
Oh dear.
My memory kind of fails me in my old age, Ian.
Don't worry, I'll make sure to get you tucked in by the fireplace before the night's out.
Alright, just don't start calling me Grandpa.
Would you like your usual pipe this evening?
Nah, I gave up smoking.
Yep, you tell me that every couple of days, so...
No, I use a bong.
I was wondering if
I'm kidding. I don't use marijuana. I thought about it because the medicinal use is becoming more and more popular here, and I hear that it's very good for depression and anxiety. So,
isn't it one of those where it depends on what your frontal lobe decides is a quote unquote fun?
I don't know.
Or is it?
I have smoked a little back in college. Not gonna lie.
You heard it here first, folks. Dama's
the second time I done this, people had purple beards on.
That has been happening.
Clearly a hallucination, but yeah.
No, I'm not sure about that one.
Well, as a very wise man once said, there's a time and place for everything, and it's called college.
Now I feel like I wasted my time at college. Well, actually, I knew that.
A million points if anyone can guess who said that.
I don't know. Honestly, all I got from college was scars.
Mental ones?
That too.
It definitely seemed to improve my dating life, that's for damn sure.
Nah, it's like... Honestly, my college was a bit of a disaster, but hey.
Did you finish?
No, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's not your fault. Yeah, it's like... The problem was that basically I got thrown into confusion like halfway through, and the first year I was operating to a plan that they said they'd sorted out, and then apparently they'd switched the plan. They would add an entirely different plan for my education there, and they never bothered to tell me. And it's like
it's not quite for everyone.
Yeah, and then I got released from the placement that I was at because it's like I wasn't a good fit for them, and I was getting really depressed. And it's like I just wound up dropping out, and no one realised I was depressed at that point. But it certainly didn't help that I lost what was basically my first steady job, because I was let go because I was not a good fit for them.
kind of horse shit, but okay. I think, though, on the back end of this, we could probably put maybe some kind of anti-aircraft weapon, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it needs more DACA. Geo was right in that respect, so yeah. I just bolted something that I know it might not quite look the best that what I've done to the rear end here, but this is subject to revision anyway. So right, anti-aircraft gun.
Do we want a second AI for dealing strictly with aerial targets and one for anti-surface duty?
Ooh, that's my first yawn on the stream. Yeah, probably. I'm thinking your 56. Is that an anti-aircraft?
That is anti-aircraft, yes.
In that case, yeah, we would want to secondary AI, so that one would prioritise airborne targets.
Okay.
How much internal space do we have left? Have we installed the ammo system yet?
We got we do have a bit of an ammo store, but it is pretty tiny.
That's
so
Goliath engines. How many engines did you fit in this thing?
I only put in one engine.
Really?
Yeah, that's an engine that I pulled off of the Ruby engine platform that I spawned in last time we were doing this.
No, just the length. I thought that was like 2 engines back to back or something.
Nope, it's one big engine and it does about 2,200 power.
Okay. We got the. Two
I use this thing in battle cruisers. It's actually really nice.
Shall we move your 2 ammo customizers back to where my ammo customizers are? That might give a little bit of space.
If you'd like, yeah.
I was going to mention this last time, but I forgot. But I was kind of surprised you put yours up at the front separately from where mine were.
It was just a place to put them at the moment. I didn't want to get in the way of whatever it is you were doing, so that's why I put them there. But yeah, if you just want to copy and paste them somewhere else, I'm perfectly fine with that. It just, well, actually copy and paste doesn't seem to work that well in multiplayer, so...
Yeah, that's I was literally about to do that, and then I remembered that it's like... My other issue is that we're going to have to swap the guns over. Don't you have, like... Isn't it 1 shell per gun on yours?
Yes. I know you did like a mixed shell type with yours.
Yeah, I just wanted to double check, see if you had done that with yours or not.
The 4 meter, 400 millimeter, I think it uses a hollow point, secondary heat, and then HE behind that. So yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering because we're gonna have to reassign your guns for that.
Redesign my guns? What do you mean?
No, reassign the ammo inputs on your guns.
Oh, okay. I thought you said redesign my guns. I'm like,
nah, that's your call, that, not mine.
Okay. Oh, they should be fine then.
Oh, I put single.
I did add I added several 2 meter recoil absorbers to the main 400 mil, so hopefully that'll help out.
3 HE shape charge hollow points.
Actually, I could put some more. Yeah. Let's do that then.
You know, this thing reminds me of the shells I put into that cannon. Yeah,
which cannon?
Into the quad barrel cannon.
Oh.
The HE one that was pulled out. It's similar kind of concept actually. Frags, timed fuse, 15-second time fuse. Did your time... The frag one is in your 56, isn't it?
Yes, but the timing that was set in the laser targeter, so don't
Yeah.
even worry about the
Yeah,
timing setting in there.
that's what I was trying to ask. I was just trying to find the words.
All right, that'll do, pig. That'll do.
Clear the clips out. Just so that this thing will load properly again. There we go. Actually, I did need to do that. Oh well. Right. Yeah, you probably saw in that Photoshop image I put up though that like the shells I was using like is one gunpowder, then treble HE, and then a single cap on it. For,
Do you think we have sufficient anti-missile missiles?
hang on a second, please. Frag.
Because I know we got a large bank of them here in the front that I put in the first stream, but
Heads 6. Oh, you customize each frag head. Okay.
yeah, I had to go through and change them all to 90s.
Yeah, I'm just doing that now. There we go. Right. Yeah. What was it you were asking?
I think I may have spotted a decent place to put in some more anti-missile missiles. I'm thinking.
Where did you put the first set?
They're right behind the anti-aircraft gun.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's the general missiles you put in the 2 wings, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. How many have we got? We got 32 of those. Fins, APN, pin, fuel. Why 2 fuel? Why 2 fuel?
I like to have them go out and actually seek missiles instead of just like being fired
Oh yeah, sorry.
in response. I want them to be proactive, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
My only issue with this is that you've got a short range thruster. So these things are actually overfueled.
Oh. I know, it's been a while since I looked at that setup.
Right. Yeah, the short range thruster is really fast, but it only burns for 5 seconds.
And how much fuel is it set up for?
7 seconds. We can increase their accuracy by swapping out a fin for a turning thruster.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's got like, yeah, it's got about 2/5 of extra fuel on board. So it would really assist if it's got to make a sharp turn.
I could use a 5th of something. And then again, it's probably too early for that, so.
Yeah. So yeah, shall I swap out one of the fins for a turning thruster?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll install the turning thruster a little bit further back so that the fins are more effective, but the fins are the ones that will be dealing with the finer adjustments anyway, so, right. 1 second delay. Let's give it 35% of its fuel capacity for the turning thruster. Yeah, that should do it. Okay.
You think you could copy and paste that into these missiles that I put here on the sides?
Sure. Give me a sec.
No rush.
Yeah. Save over that.
And after I'm done with this, I'm going to see if I can find somewhere to put some anti-torpedo systems. I'm wondering if the best solution to that would probably be maybe put them on like a turret? Anti-torpedo torpedo turret?
Probably. I mean, it's a very effective one. Titan says that he did this thing with his friends on From the Depths, and we call it
Mm-hmm.
Sabotage Secretary. So,
Oh,
he and his friends, 5 in total, had to do the Ashes of the Empire campaign, and one of us had to sabotage the crafts.
I'm guessing the sabotager was just kind of randomly chosen.
But yeah, it was like 4 players trying to actually finish the game, 1 person working against them.
Okay. That does sound interesting. It almost sounds like your secret Hitler that you keep talking about.
No, the thing with Secret Hitler is that no one knows what's going on. Typhon's continued saying that they were all in on it, so no one got too mad. He was the one that sabotaged the crafts, and he placed 5 nukes set to an ACB, and they would blow up if the craft got to 99% HP or 80% ammo.
Or you could just have it do it when it hits a certain speed. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could jury-rig that thing to do.
Apparently they found all but 1 nuke, and it just so happened to be the 99% health one. Oh dear.
So what it just detonates?
Yeah, so it took a little bit of damage, and then the nuke blew it up.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, bit of a story there, don't think?
Yeah. I think he might be onto something, Ian.
If we get more players, we could probably do something.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Right, Razzle says... Razzle suggests 68 degrees for the frag. With 90,
Really?
apparently you tend to waste a lot of fragments due to the shell not impacting at a perfect right angle. And with 45,
I would
you
have thought
2
he
mil
would
damage.
advocate for a larger...
No, it says 90 degree, you waste a lot of fragments due to the shell not hitting a perfect right angle. 45 degrees, you have 2 little damage. 68 is the happy middle.
Okay.
So that's Razzle's suggestion for the frag. Shall we try it?
Sure, why not?
Okay, going into the frag shell and swapping the damage settings. They're not 69, 68. Right.
I did find some space down here to put a anti-torpedo system.
Okay, I'll come and have a look in a second. Some of the flags. Razzle also says uses 2-block vertical launch small missiles as his anti-torps. 5 via an ACB. No 1 turn required. Then use 2 or so launchers with staggered fire sets so they fire more or less continuously. That sounds useful, actually. Alright, where do you put the anti-torps?
Like right under where I put the anti-missile system.
Oh yeah, I found them. I don't think we need ejectors on it though, do we?
I think it would help to at least have 1 set of ejectors. I had mirror mode on and it was putting down 2. I only need 1, so yeah.
Yeah, 190 meters per second sounds a bit much, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm. But just to kind of give them a little oomph to get them out of their silos, I think that's probably necessary.
Well, by default they have 40, so... In fact, don't they have more if they're a torpedo?
Are you talking about...
Yeah, it's actually defaults to 50 if... Sorry.
I think you got mirror mode on.
Yes. Yeah, it's actually defaults at 50 meters per second if it's a torpedo that's loaded.
Okay.
50's not too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Raz, in current, missiles have a ejection by default as well now. It's just not quite as good as a torpedo one. Okay, so that's defense
missile
going in.
Wait.
Should I add something else to this thing?
Hmm?
I'm drawing a blank on what else to add to this. Honestly, it's like I'm finding it quite irritating, if I'm honest. I think it's because I'm sleepy. But, hey.
Are you feeling irritable?
No, it's well that too, but I'm not sure what to add to this thing to feel like I'm contributing. You know?
Always more DACA could be added.
That's the thing. I'm not sure what to add in terms of more DACA.
I think I'm going to not do a turret for the torpedoes because the local weapon controller for what is it? CWIS, it can't differentiate between torpedoes and missiles, so we would just be spamming those out if there's like missiles detected. So yeah.
I just added a couple of ridges to the nose because I can. It does blank up what was a solid metal sheet though, so I think that's an improvement.
Actually, yeah, that does look better. Maybe you ought to continue that on down.
The problem is then it hits the assembly around the turning jets at that level. I kind of split it in half, roughly.
Okay.
Could continue it like a.
I think you can continue it, but
No. What about like this? Like as just one row extending back to the next one. Or is that too much now because it's a thicker section?
What if you did like? Let me just pitch an idea here.
Go for it.
Something like this instead, and just like do maybe like 1 meter wedges like this. What do you think of that?
Oh yeah, that looks a bit better. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Okay. Maybe just like find some random places to put some anti-aircraft guns, like the one I slapped on the back there.
Yeah, I spotted you on that.
Yeah.
And I extended that initial ridge you put in further back to the next expansion of the hull.
Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah, okay, right.
Enemy.
Ransel says the ACB can differentiate, which is why he uses the anti-torps with an ACB.
Yeah. I agree. That's why I said I didn't want to use the CWIS local weapon controller to do the turrets on the bottom because it can't differentiate between torpedoes and missiles.
Are you wanting like just these octo turrets?
Doesn't have to be. But I'm thinking maybe like on the left and right side of the superstructure, maybe you could probably put something.
What about the same subgun I put on the sides of the idle thing?
The subgun. I think I know what you're talking about.
Well, you were standing next to them right when you first went to the teleport to the craft. Those double autocannon ones.
Are you talking about like actual autocannons, like as in the?
Hang on.
As in the gosh, simple weapon, or uh-oh. Yeah,
Yeah, the
That should be
autocannon
fine.
guns on the side of it.
Yeah, that should be fine. The only issue I would have with that is that I'd be afraid that they would try to shoot through the railing, but other than that...
We just need to put a restriction on... Oh wait, the railing.
Yeah.
Well, any weapon system we put on there basically would probably try and shoot through the railing.
You're probably right, yeah. Railing's cheap. Which, now that I think about it, we don't have any repair bots.
Oof. Yeah, we might want to get some of those.
We still haven't installed that second AI that we were discussing earlier, I think.
No, neither of us have gone near the AI core.
Let me have a look-see around here. Do we have an AI in this thing?
I don't think we have, actually.
Oh, I found it. Took me a little bit. Okay. So that one looks like it's got lots of room for stuff, so...
How's that?
Yeah. Yeah, that should do fine.
And you can see how well that hull currently floats if you look behind our ships. I don't think it's sinking any further, but it doesn't seem to be very happy at the moment. Oh no, it is still very slowly sinking. Yeah, so it's not quite neutral buoyancy at this point, but it's... I think the light armor in the hull is making it roll over now.
Could very well be, yeah.
This boat wants to
I
be a
think I
submarine,
just
I think.
spotted a spot where we could add some more anti-aircraft guns, but I don't know. Drop a mirror line. And of course we'd have to go through and set firing restrictions to most of this crap, but details.
I mean
am
the guns
thinking...
I installed on the top of it.
No, well, yeah, those probably might need some firing restrictions, but I'm not going to worry about them at the moment.
That is what I'm doing at the moment, actually.
Okay, good. I am thinking, like some twin Bofors style, like that. That seemed like it was an okay place to put those, and I don't think it will impede too much of the 200 mils that you put on the wings.
Yeah, that's actually in the restricted arc, so yeah, they won't turn far enough to hit those.
It just felt kind of weird to only have like that one octuple gun on the back and like not have any more of the simple weapon anti-aircraft guns, so yeah. Let's see here. Resources.
There we go. That should keep them from shooting each other at the very least.
Good. Not shooting itself is always good.
Yeah, I mean, the ones on the ship I got it from aren't actually configured properly yet, so whenever they were being fired in full auto, they were actually spinning around and actually able to shoot into the hole next to them, so...
Yeah, that's no bueno.
What weapon? Are we going to set weapon groups for this thing? Or
I usually don't, but if you want to, be my guest.
no? I was just wondering. I mean, should we? Should we not? How many weapon systems do we even have? We got.
How many
the
weapon
anti-aircraft
systems do we
guns,
have? We got lots of them.
We got the missiles. We got the primary cannons. We got the side cannons. We got these mantle these guns on the top deck now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we've probably got too many to divide them all. Have you installed a second AI car?
Not yet. I was actually I was looking at where the original AI was setting, and I wanted to redo the armoring around it. So yeah, I got a little distracted.
Ah, okay. Well, that's normal, actually. But anyway, I'm setting these deck guns to channel 2, which I'm guessing we're going to have as the anti-aircraft AI.
Okay.
So channel 1 is the main anti-surface, channel 2 for AA. Does that sound
Yeah,
right?
that sounds good. Yeah, that's usually kind of how I do it anyway, so yeah, go for it.
Video.
Now that I got this box a little better armored, do we have any behavioral cards that we need for this mainframe?
Probably not.
It doesn't look like we have any behavior set for it yet, so...
Well, we've not even configured an AI for it yet. I think we had an AI just so we could test it shooting stuff.
Probably. Okay.
Okay, all AA guns are set to anti-aircraft's channel 2. Something.
Okay, so I'm going to add a behavior. I am thinking... naval?
Yep, just circling around the target at a suitable range would probably work quite well.
I am thinking a maximum range of 2 kilometers. Broadside angle about maybe 90. Enter broadside below range, blah 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 blah. I'll leave that kind of wide. Okay.
Should be 610. Yeah, 2 kilometers.
I'm going to rename this AI.
3.5 seconds. Yeah, that should be good.
Maneuver, going to add a shipboard tank maneuver. Additional, I don't think we need any additionals. Adjustments, that's all fine. I'm gonna max out that terrain height prediction. Okay. I don't think it's gonna need any behavioral cards, but we do probably want some general purpose processors. I could probably do some optimizing of the space in here. Actually, cost 10. Okay, I was able to add a... I was adding general processing cards, and I set up some just basic AI settings. Nothing too crazy. It's set up to kind of circle within a window of like 1,500 to 2,000 meters. Where'd you put the second AI?
I did not install a second AI.
Okay.
I thought you were doing
Sorry.
that.
You're working on communication.
What's that?
No, actually, I'm sorry. I just thought I heard you say you were going to do something with the AI and.
No. What I've done is. Yeah, what I've done is, I've got the anti-aircraft gun set to channel 2 on the AIs.
Gotcha.
I didn't
Okay,
actually
that makes
install
sense.
an AI.
Okay, I can
Because,
take care of that real quick. That's no big deal.
Yeah, about that time you were talking about installing one somewhere, somehow, maybe kind of, sort of, possibly, so I wasn't sure what was going on with that, so I left you to do what sounded like an installation on the AI.
Yep,
So,
I got her.
my apologies.
I'm hoping this isn't going to be too exposed here. Actually, were you planning on using this space in front of the 400 mil for something else, or
No,
would this be
I've left that because I was worried about our ammo reserve. So I wasn't sure if what we wanted to use that one for.
Okay.
What were you going to use it for?
I'm just slapping the secondary anti-aircraft AI in there.
Okie doke. I've kind of defaulted back to painting again, obviously. Me who never used to paint the ships, and I'm actually painting the ship. It's like...
Got a bio-bros on us, Ian.
Maybe?
Happy little trees? Nothing?
Yeah. I live under a rock, remember? I don't get this
Okay.
cultural references thing. Don't know why people give
He was a very respected landscape painter that would appear on public television all the
that
time.
guy!
Crazy hair, yeah.
Oh, I used to watch it when I was a kid, actually.
Me too.
He's one of the reasons I actually started drawing. Hello, Heizmeister. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Heizmeister.
Yes, we are continuing to commit illegalities on your ship.
Make it sound so perverse.
I'm only being honest. Well, didn't we agree that we were turning it into some kind of abomination of science or something?
Eventually, yes.
Well, the fact I'm painting it does mean there's something wrong with it, so hey.
It's fine.
Yeah, there's something wrong with me, but, well, we already knew there was something wrong.
Well, that's to be determined.
Oh no, it's very much confirmed. Very much.
Oh, okay. Is self-deprecating humor a fairly common thing in England?
No. That's just how I am.
Okay, just curious.
It's a product of my very poor sense of self-worth, so...
Gotcha. Okay.
I just don't really believe in myself at all, so that's...
It's the psych major in me asking.
Well, it's the root cause of a lot of my problems, but it's like, I've never been able to shake it, so... I honestly think it causes an absolute boatload of trouble for me in life, but...
Oh, I can relate. Believe me, I can relate. I think we can place some ammo here.
Existence says Bob Ross there was like that because he was trying to save up on money. Really? I was not aware of that one.
I think he might be pulling your leg, but I'm not entirely sure now. Okay, we got a little more ammo storage there. We got a second AI for anti-aircraft purposes. What else can we do here?
That's just it. I think we're running out of things to do. Actually, do you remember the porcupine?
Not really. Why?
It was one of Raz's old hulls that I went
Oh,
and strapped so
yeah!
many spare guns to it that it was just like, it bristled with so many extra weapons, it was just like, absolutely nuts.
I remember that now, yes.
Should we do that to this? Just like bolt so many extra guns, it's like, it looks like it's an orc design.
I think so, as long as they're easy to just like snap off, it'd probably be okay.
Well, they were just like dip guns, which by the way was actually a term I didn't know about until I actually I watched some armor guides last week. I literally did not know what they were called now. Shows what a sheltered life I've led, doesn't it?
So yay or nay on a lambs?
We do need some kind of laser extra defense system thing, so I would say yay on a lambs.
Because the only place that I could think of for sure to put it would probably be in the superstructure.
Do you know about Raz's theory about a Dazzler lambs?
Negative.
Okay.
Is it kind of like that one that Corel came up with?
No,
where
it's something that Raz came up with. It's like he just gave a laser AMS like a single pump, and installed that as an AMS, and apparently it can actually throw off the accuracy on heat tracking missiles.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Then yes, it is exactly what you're talking about. There we go.
We could put a few of those throughout the ship. I mean, they only take like maybe what 100 power to run those.
Yeah, it'd be an easy install.
Yeah, I can pop a few of them in right now. Actually, that shouldn't be too big a deal. Let's see here.
Razzle says paint covers a lot of issues. Just ask a used car salesman.
Oh yeah.
And he also says we can call it done so we can move on to his battleship. No ulterior motive there, eh, Raz?
Hmm. No, none indeed. It looked like Heizmeister was trying to go for a little bit of aim point spoof in here. I just found like some random thing of ammo down here.
Yeah, Raz says that laser AMS was something he stole from Heizmeister, and he stole it from someone else. So, yeah, it's one of those things that's just making the rounds at something slightly below the speed of light. So hey, what are you gonna do?
I think I'm gonna give this thing
Well,
just a little
Existence
more
says he was not
info.
joking. Bob Ross was trying to save up money for his classes.
Oh, okay.
Learn it from the official Bob Ross documentary on YouTube.
Really? I didn't know there was such a thing.
I didn't either, actually.
Learned something new.
Mind you, in terms of documentaries, I tend to watch like history documentaries on tank design and stuff. So,
Same here.
though recently I've just been catching up on Oversimplified, just because they're really good.
Oh yeah. The one about Corollas Rex was actually pretty good. I think it might have been oversimplified, but don't quote me on that.
I've not seen that one actually.
I might be thinking of someone else, but yeah, that guy was a freaking genius when it came to battlefield tactics. Oh my god. Some of the crazy things he did.
Wait, is Carolus Rex
Charles the 12th of Sweden.
Ah, I didn't realise you'd named it after someone. Okay.
Yeah. Carolus Rex is an actual person.
I don't think that's what...
As a matter of fact, I think Carolus Rex is actually his Latin name, so yeah.
I do think this craft is looking nice in my paint scheme. I have no idea what yours looks like though. So, how is yours looking these days?
Questionable.
Oh dear. Aren't you on the default paint scheme or something?
No.
I have no idea what the mix is for your colour scheme, so...
The kind of turquoise that I like to do with the upper part of my ships, that's kind of what's going down the middle. Then there's like some black and red on the sides.
So I've turned it into something truly special for your stream then.
I'll send you a screenshot here so you can see what I'm talking about. Bam. I don't think it looks too bad, but the turquoise kind of clashes with the rest of it in my fleet colors, but whatever. Whoop.
Yeah, sorry, I'll check it in just a second.
Oh, no biggie. I just thought you'd be curious to see what it looked like.
Oh, I am curious actually. Yes, I do want to see what it looks like. It's just I'm continuing to paint it in my horrendous colour scheme, so...
Right. I'm gonna round off these.
I do apologise to anyone watching my stream. It's like Iron Mark III is well known for never painting a craft, and that's what he's doing. I feel like I've lost one of my defining traits as a YouTuber now. I should hang my head in shame or something.
Not a lot of people are into painting their craft. I can't say I blame them because I was one for the longest time, but I wanted to pretty things up for my YouTube Let's Play, so that's why I started doing it. Honestly, I think a lot of the paint jobs are turning out pretty good, so... But that's just my humble opinion. I might be a little biased.
Let's see, where is it? Direct message?
Yes.
Oh. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, I wonder if I can grab that. I need to save the image though. Just dump it onto my desktop really quick.
Ooh, I just had an idea. Let me try something real quick. Just continue on whatever you're doing there. I just want to try something.
No, I thought maybe I should show my stream what you just shared.
Oh,
with me.
okay.
So I'm just...
Yeah, go for it.
Settings, select a new image for this thing. Ah, there it is. Okay, right. Got it. Okay. If anyone's curious, then... apparently that's what Damo is seeing on his stream. The blue and red. The red stripe where my pale blue is, and then a very strong teal where I've put black along the hull. Is that actually showing up in my stream now? I have no idea.
No clue.
Yep, okay, it showed up in the stream. It's just a stream delay. Right. So yeah, apparently that's what Dammer sees versus what I'm seeing, so yeah. I just thought that was interesting, so yeah. I thought I'd share that. Sorry guys.
I'd be curious to see what it looks like in your colors.
Hang on.
Let me just hop into your stream and look real quick.
Very different from what you're seeing, actually.
I wouldn't doubt it. I like it.
Yeah, it's I think it looks a bit more like a stealth style craft for the most part.
Okay.
Yours definitely has an air of flamboyance to it that mine lacks, with the red stripe though and the strong turquoise.
Hmm. Yeah, the black is just kind of like a trim color.
Yeah. Let's I just find that interesting. I'm not sure how to lock that though, so we can actually share the two boats with the two different colour schemes in it though, or get it to save us given colour scheme. I don't know.
Yeah, you'd have to like use a
Yeah, but that'd
different colors outside of the fleet
it
colors.
would be overridden though by yours, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It would appear in my fleet colors on my side, and it would appear on your fleet colors on your side. So yeah, you'd have to do it completely outside of fleet colors for it to stick, for lack of a better term.
No, I mean, wouldn't it override with your colours anyway though?
Uh-huh.
I've always been a
Probably.
bit shaky on how this stuff is meant to work, so yeah. Raz confirmed that he saw the image. Excellent day. Thank you, Raz. Paint the ship in
I don't know if that's gonna.
colour.
Hmm.
In all honesty, though, I think once a laser AMS goes into this, we can probably call it done, right? Unless there's anything in particular
Probably,
you
yeah.
want to add to it.
I'm trying some aesthetic stuff here real quick. We'll just increase that projection range a bit.
Are you doing mirror blocks?
No. Just kind of doing some decals. I found some hot rod flames that I thought would look cool.
Ooh. So this craft is so abominable, we're already trying to kill it with fire.
I guess that's one way you could put it, yeah.
Okay. Well, every time I turn up in a chat, someone says kill it with fire, so hey. It fits.
No, that's 0. That back out. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to fudge muffins.
That's got the main hull done completely now.
What the shit?
What's happened?
Nothing. I'm just. Okay. Now then, what height can I move this back? I think I can.
Hey, what are you doing? Ah. Ah.
What do you think?
Not bad. Raz asks, do we have any passive sonar installed to detect the torps so
Negative.
the anti-torps are being fired in the first place?
Negative, no.
So that one might want to do.
So yeah, that might be a good idea.
I wish there's a better way to paint a lot of stuff, but I don't think I've ever been one to. Well, I've never been one to paint much anyway, but it's like I don't think I want to paint while the craft is being built. You know, it's like
Usually, I don't either.
I just kind of like started on like I'll paint the stuff that we're pretty much nailed down and is good to go. And then that's kind of what I've been doing as the stream has gone on. Though I also don't hold with the age-old practice of painting all the internal stuff. I've never understood that
No,
one.
I don't mess with that either.
I honestly, whenever I've seen that, it's like it's made it harder for me to actually find stuff, which I think might be the opposite of the point, when I'm thinking about it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a weirdo. Hey.
We're all weirdos. There we go.
Have you got the flames where you want them then?
I think so, yeah.
Hey. Yeah, that adds a bit of something to it. Existence is asking both of us separately, do we hear the music while we are streaming?
I do.
And I do as well. There you go, question answered. Yes, existence, we both hear the music we've got going on. In my case, it's because I've got it running through the desktop, so that's just how I do it. I have a browser window open with music playing through that. Not sure how Dammer does his, but I'm imagining you got a music player or something.
Yeah, I just run Windows Media Player in the background, with the playlist of my stream music.
Yeah, and then it just gets picked up on the standard desktop audio.
Pretty much, yeah. It's quick and it's simple. That's just how it ended up being.
So yeah, I mean, you just have to be careful which one songs you pick though, to avoid getting copyright strikes.
Yeah, actually, the music that I used, Trekker Joe turned me on to, it's, I think the guy is Russian or Slavic or something like that, and I think he calls his thing Serpent Sounds or something like that. He's got some interesting pieces, and it's all Creative Commons, so all I gotta do is, like, give him credit, and it's pretty much cool, so, yeah. I'll usually like dump the a link to his stuff in the descriptions of my videos, and yeah, YouTube hasn't really given me too much grief over it, so.
I think half the time I forget to actually link mine. But I just grab tracks from mostly remix, so I've never tried to hide it. I mean, no, I wrote this music all by myself. Yes, I have excellent music talent, but no one has ever heard of until now. Yes, that's what I mean, yes.
Though I did kind of run into some issues because some idiot was claiming his stuff, and I talked to him about it, and he's trying to get with the people who are making the claim. So I think he got it worked out. But that's the only time I've ever really had issue with it.
Oh, someone was false claiming his stuff?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't make it to where my videos weren't getting posted or anything like that, so that wasn't the part that was bothering me. It just the fact that you know, someone seemed like they're stealing his shit, you know.
Well, he obviously thought so as well, because he was trying to go on with it.
I'm just trying to help you do some little touch up here with the painting.
Yeah, the other things that... Ah, yeah, you're going after the turrets. Excellent. Thank you.
Of course, we need to do the combat trials. That part's always fun.
Yeah, I'm just adding some decoration to the side of it.
Combat trials is the hallmark of every FTD blueprint.
This is true.
It's the reason why we play FTD is the combat trials. I mean, come on, I've spent probably more time doing combat tests than actually playing in the campaign.
I can't say I blame you for that one. I think that adds a little bit of something to it on the sides. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm gonna hide an Easter egg in here.
What are you? What?
Don't worry.
Be happy.
I'm just trying to think of how I'm gonna do this. I just need a hologram projector. And I need to grab this dude here. Oh, where is that? There it is. Actually, there we go.
Okay, I'll just give the 56 a lick of primary paint. Since that's the only one that you didn't get to.
Sources, fuel storage.
So have we gone with no shields then?
I mean, we do have gobs and gobs of probably spare engine power. We could.
I just don't think either of us are confident with it, are we?
No. We've had this talk many times of our lack of confidence in the shielding and current.
Heizmeister says, please not the one that you hid in Geo's airship.
No, God no.
He also says also magnificent job, guys. It looks absolutely awesome. So I think he likes it.
Good. I was kind of worried that the hot rod flames might have made it a little garish, but
No, it fits.
okay.
I'm just getting
Then,
side-by-side shots of it at the moment, just, with the finished paint scheme that I put on it.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad with the black. It just with the turquoise going down the middle, it just kind of weirds it out a bit. But other than that, I think it looks great.
Yeah, I've got a very kind of pale turquoise actually as my secondary, and that's what I've done with the detail work for the most part. The trim colour I actually wound up using for the deck, and that's turned into a shiny metal stripe down the centre of the ship. Yeah, I like what we've done with this thing actually. There's one thing I want to check really quickly before we try and do anything silly like say this is done.
Okay.
Which is, I want to make sure that all weapons are actually hooked up.
That's probably wise, yeah. I got the I think the secondary AI, I believe I already have that set for channel 2.
Heavy torps are fitted, medium torps are fitted, the vertical missile tubes are fitted. Okay, yeah, those were the sets I was worried about, all the missile systems in the wings. I wasn't quite sure we'd set those up properly yet. But we did last time, so that's okay.
I'm just going to rename the mainframe so we will know which one it is at a glance. Just AA weapons. Oops. Done.
Oh, that's something I need to do. Tilt on the back. Enable firing restrictions.
It's got a pretty wide field of fire back there.
Yeah, but I don't want it to turn around and just start shooting ourselves.
Oh god, no,
or the rest of our turrets in the back, so... It has got a really wide coverage, I just want to make sure that it can't do any damage to us. What? That's the point, actually.
What?
Are we relying just on the failsafe for these other guns, the twin 40s?
I'm hesitant to. We could probably get rid of them. It's just I couldn't really think of a better place to put them.
That's fine. I'm just increasing the failsafe detection width to 2 meters rather than 0.5.
Okay, the only thing that I'm concerned about here is that they're probably going to shoot the other turrets off.
That's why I increased the detection radius on the failsafes.
Okay.
50 meter length is going to be just fine. Width, I'm just making sure that the barrels are more hesitant if there's something nearby. So yeah, that's okay. Is there anything else we're going to add to it, or are we good?
I think we're good for the moment. I'm kind of curious to see how she performs.
Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to say. Just like drop it in the water and see what it does. Also, I should probably self-destruct my thing.
I just realized something.
What?
Oh, the passive sonars that Rizal was talking about.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to go and murder my sunken warship that's somewhere in the depths of the ocean.
You do that.
Where is it? Oh, here it is. It's actually down on the seafloor. Upside down. We've just had this wreck just sitting down here the whole time. Okay.
Not surprised.
Do you want to grab a quick look at it while it's in this sorry state? It's actually something to come from.
No, I got a pretty good gander at it earlier.
No, I mean like in this environment rather. Looking like a proper sunken wreck. Because it's actually sitting on it's a Strider crater, so it actually looks like.
Just realized something.
What?
We need more processing power for detection.
Okay.
And I don't think we have ammo processors now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, can you save really quick? I'm gonna blow this thing up.
Absolutely.
And I want to make Raz and Heizmeister are both recommending we save it, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just saved it.
BC. Right, Albert BC is going boom.
No.
Well, to be fair, there wasn't that much in terms of live shells stored in it, so the explosion wasn't that bad. It's just slowly scrapping itself.
I'm wondering if this area that you got here for the shells might be a decent place to put. Actually, no. I got a better idea.
It'll go away.
Eventually.
Well, it's like a couple hundred meters down, so. But yeah, it wasn't dramatic and it was kind of slow, so I think a server restart before we do the combat testing might be a good idea.
Yeah, just let me get some general processing cards in here.
Okay, I'll unlatch this thing and fire it up then, just for the speed test.
Okay. Oof. Gonna need a lot more processing power. Okay, good. Finally hit 100%. Okay.
Stop turning, please. You are meant to be going straight ahead. Top speed is about 55. Not too bad. It does bounce a little bit, but
Oh, it just got you there for a sec.
yeah, it does that when it actually manages to come out of the water and act like an inferno plane. It's turning smoothly.
Has this thing got a...
What? Has it got a what, dammer? Uh-oh. Dammer.
Probably.
Sorry, you cut out part with me there. I didn't catch what you were asking.
I was just asking if this thing has any rudders on it. I mean, it's cool. If not, I was just curious.
No, actually, it doesn't.
Well, we're about to... Ion?
Luckily, I slammed it into reverse. This thing has got pretty
Yeah.
good brakes, all things considered.
Too bad the God mode doesn't work in multiplayer. Yeah, I went and put in some passive sonar on the bottom of the pontoons.
Yep, it
I
definitely
think it
launches
should
from
be
a standing start.
sufficient.
So off it goes. So yeah, there we go. This thing, in general, it clocks like 50 to 55, but when it manages to push itself out of the water, it hits just over 60. So exact speed varies depending on how rough the sea is at the time, but it's still pretty quick.
You think we could do some efficiency tweaking by using ACBs to reduce power when it's out of combat?
Which power plants are you talking about? Do you mean like the custom jet?
Just reduce power all over, like maybe put it at like 50% when it's out of combat.
Yeah, we could have an ACB set main drive factor to half.
Uh-huh. Though I don't think it's... Yeah, it's not even using
Yeah, I'm watching
the full capacity of the large engine that we stuck in there.
It's using like maybe 20%.
Mm-hmm.
The usage will increase when the railguns are active, but
You're probably right. Though I don't think I set any battery charge to the engine.
that means it should be on default at 10%.
Actually, it's at battery charge of 100 right now.
Oh.
Okay, I didn't set that to be that way, but whatever. I was thinking maybe like setting
if
it
that's
at
100%, then do we have electric motors? We have electric motors installed, don't we?
No, we don't. No.
I think that means when the batteries get drained, it's going to put full power into the battery charge.
But how is it drawing power for the batteries without electric motors?
I think it's because right now well, it's not because the battery level's not dropping. I think it's because right now the batteries don't need any power, so it's actually just running like normal.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to slap some electric engines in here, just in case.
Yeah, it's always nice to be able to tap the batteries just in case. So, yeah.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna max out the decay on that. Battery charge, I don't know why the hell I don't remember setting it up this way, but whatever.
I think it was probably in reaction to us like testing out the railguns at the end of last time.
Yeah,
what I'm
that
going to do
makes
is
sense.
I'm going to drop the battery charge to 0.75.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
That way, since we don't seem to need more than that, we'll keep at least 25% of the engine ready for running propellers and thrusters and things.
Yeah, let's see how it does.
Right, you got it saved after we've made those small changes? No?
Need to paint the autocannon mounts on the superstructure, but that's no big deal.
Oh. Oh, critical failure abort. We've got to paint those things. Ah. I'm thinking primary colour.
Yeah, they'll be fine. Just have it match the rest.
Yeah, just the metal plate. Yeah. Quick fix, just 2 blocks on each of them just to make it fit in. Since I seem to like, yeah, I like having things like systems like that just like on the default colours more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Crisis averted. The world is safe. You may save and restart the server when ready.
All right.
Because I think we've got some
Restarting now. And I'm going to go ahead and load it up. Considering the cost, it's not too bad.
What cost are we at actually?
That's about a
223.
little over 200k. Yeah.
223.6. And apparently we've got 125 weapons on this thing.
A lot of those are probably counting the anti.
Yeah, individual
missile
missiles,
and
yeah, but
yeah.
Still 125 on a craft this size. Not too shabby.
I'd say that's a pretty good amount of deca, yeah. I'm not saying it's enough deca, I'm just saying it's a pretty good amount of deca.
For some reason it doesn't have an AI. No, wait, sorry, it doesn't have AI navigation set.
Are you sure?
Yeah, otherwise it would have started moving. And when I press C, it's not showing any AI settings.
Hold on. For some reason it didn't save the ship or tank settings when there it goes.
Oh, did it just need a moment?
No, I had to go into the AI settings and add a maneuver. For some reason it didn't save the maneuver.
Oh, can you kill reverse as well, please? We don't want this thing going backwards.
I don't think you can kill it. I think that's bugged, but
No, you
I'll
can't.
try.
Yeah, you can tell it to not go backwards.
Okay.
Unless you're saying it's bugged and it's just not working, but... well, right, we don't really want this thing going backwards anyway, because it just... It just tries to play submarine if you just do that.
Okay, allow reverse has been turned off.
Okay. Right,
Dropping another save on it.
Pardon?
I'm just saving it again because we made some changes to its behavior, so yeah.
Okay, yeah. Existence is saying spawn 42 marauders against it for a philosophical battle. Well, it's standard from the depth practice that we have a marauder to shoot at, isn't it? See how it handles lighter armored targets.
I'll bring in 2 for now.
That's, well, we get to test how quickly it backs off from an unfavourable thing. That was pretty close there.
It's getting some pretty good damage numbers there after just a few seconds.
Looks like the turret restrictions have worked okay. Not seeing any damage to us.
I think the anti-aircraft gun on the front of it probably needs its local weapon controller set where it'll only attack aerial targets. Like I said, it is, but what I'm saying is the local weapon controller, it probably needs a minimum altitude of probably like 30, so it won't attack everything.
So you don't want it to engage surface targets then?
No, I do not want it to engage surface targets because it uses belt-fed loaders.
Okay, right, here we go. Thingy, your minimum altitude bracket is not going to be that, it's going to be anything 10 meters above the water? That sound alright?
Yeah, that sounds like it could work.
Yeah, that excludes anything except maybe some hydrofoils. Depending on how... well, maybe some bigger hydrofoils will go above that. But generally anything above 10 meters is probably going to be airborne.
So we're moving at a pretty good clip here. All the weapons seem to be working as intended. I don't think I've seen any torpedoes drop.
They have fired. Our torpedo tubes are empty.
Okay. Well, we are getting like in the hundreds of thousands of explosive damage,
yeah, there's
so
also
that's
big
probably
holes
where
at the bottom of the hole where the shells haven't really been hitting. So
yeah,
they definitely had some torpedo effects on them. Yeah, speaking of, it's just getting hit by some torpedoes on my screen.
Oh, good.
Wait, no, one of those. Those are missiles. What are they doing in the water? What? Hang on.
They are going into the water.
No, they're in the water a bit away from it, someplace.
Yeah. Those were meant to be more anti-aircraft missiles, so you probably might want to do their local weapon controllers too, like you did the anti-aircraft gun on the front.
Okay, so you want the vertical to set for the 10 meter as well?
If you would please, yes.
Ready.
And with that said, I think I might just bring in a couple of flying squirrels.
Okay, I've restricted those vertical missiles.
Just to see how this thing does against them.
No. Yeah, Existence points out that it just said nope and ran away when you saw the marauder next to it. Hi, matey. Yeah, it's doing something.
I am not seeing the anti-aircraft firing at the flying squirrels, though.
It is pointing at them. It is firing. I think it's reloading its belts.
Okay.
Yeah, I was afraid. Did we actually install ammo processors on this thing?
Negative.
There we go. There's the one. Okay, turn space forward to install. Yes.
Yes.
Actually, it is. Oh,
We should have
So, what are you working on actually?
Heizmeister's hydrofoil.
I mean, it looks quite sweet, actually. So,
Thank you.
Bad. So,
It is a joint effort, but yeah,
Thank you very much. Now the question is, which colour scheme are you looking at? Because our streams have different colour schemes in them.
kind of broke up there, Ion. It looks
Uh,
like the anti-missile system is working very well.
Yeah,
yeah, I saw that, and the anti-missile system is doing extremely well.
yeah.
From
Adding the
what I-
return thruster seems to have added a lot to its ability to intercept stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna add that skill that I think.
But looking at the side guns, why not? Since they are deck mounted, I presume. Why not have them at lower caliber?
Actually, they're not deck mounted. They actually
Yeah.
go into the side areas just a little bit, and it's like a. I think Ion has them like 200 millimeter, 1 meter autoloaders.
Yeah, they are 200 millimeters, but they have they fire at 82 RPM.
Interesting. I'd usually go.
I think he didn't go with like any gunpowder at all. I just straight railgun.
They are pure railguns,
That explains it.
but they are fairly strong as well. Let me just find the shell settings for you.
I'm gonna bring in a warden to kind of test against something
These
that's
basically
a little more
they're-
heavily.
They're just like pure squash cannons. That's what those side guns are. Just like pure
Yeah,
squash. Damn it, did we install the repair box? Damn it.
But
Breaking up quite badly on my end.
oh, good. So I'm not imagining things.
Okay, so something's up with my connection then.
Quite possibly.
Well, it is raining quite heavy where I am, so right. Yeah, what I
It's
said.
written, you don't. That basically specifies it. You could say it's raining quite heavily, and it's going to be Britain almost all the bloody time.
Actually, no.
Make it sound like Seattle
We've had some long dry spells recently.
or Portland.
So,
Right, those are 200 millimeter squash shells in the sides.
I presume, since I can't find the multiplayer, that it's 2.5.
Yeah, we're in current. Sorry, I probably should have told you that up front.
It's no issue.
This is the version that Heizmeister wanted it done in, so that's why we're here.
Yeah, damn it, did we install repair bots on this thing?
Negative.
Something else we forgot. Okay.
It's not like it's hard to do. I mean,
I'm going to install some in the wings, actually. There's some internal space in there.
If it's in current, then I don't know why to use a single gun, because single gun can get intercepted by smaller lambs. I would actually go for a twin instead. Main gun.
What do you...
The main
Which
gun
ones
on
are
the
you talking
hydrofoil. The center mounted one.
he's talking about the one I made, the big one.
400.
I have to check over it because in current it's actually the one thing I will give current is that it's easy to do multi-barrel guns. But technically multi-barrel guns are actually more powerful.
That is true.
In some ways, yes.
I will state why, and I will state my quantum going is because with a multi-barrel gun, you get the burst damage, and the burst health on land, which actually means that more shells tend to go through. That is the basic idea behind me using quad turrets and not twins on
Yeah, I get what you're
That's
saying.
crazy.
Just more lead in the air for the lambs to deal with is more or less what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah, and it means that the shells are aiming at a specific spot at the same time. It doesn't retarget between individual shots, so you will always get the salvo pointing at this certain spot, which is more likely to breach the armor and do critical damage.
Oh,
And I think we might need more ammo processors in this. I don't think that it's keeping
I
up with the
bolted
main
9
gun.
into it.
Do we have material storage? I don't think we do.
No, we do not actually. How many things did we forget?
A lot, apparently.
Well, there is space in the wings. I'll install some materials.
Okay.
Razzle recommended like 4 to 8 repair bots for something of this size, and then I've added like 40
That
or
sounds
something.
good. You added 40?
Overall, I think yeah, somewhere in the region like 40 repair bots.
Okay then.
I don't think that many on my even on my battleships.
This thing repairs itself very well.
I would expect that.
Heizmeister seems to be pretty happy with it so far. The Lance is kind of a token system using that blinding effect. But other than that, yeah. You know, I was just thinking of your 200 millimeter guns. I was thinking they might actually make decent flak weapons.
Yeah, I mean, the shells are actually fairly heavy.
They would make a decent flak weapon in carrot, but I don't
I
think
think they're like
it's
actually
going
like,
to. I don't think it's worth it in 2.4 just simply due to the fact that you need so much energy to just get the shell going.
Really? Yeah, these have got 4 HE warheads in them, so yeah, they make an okay flak.
I think they got rid of the diminishing returns on stacking warheads and APS. Don't quote me on that, but so at 200 millimeter, you could potentially have a pretty powerful shell.
Well, well, I mean, you saw what my Quintet 250s were doing before we streamed, so.
Well,
Are we even launching torpedoes? Because I would have thought this thing would have died by now.
The torpedoes are our most expensive weapon, so if we're having ammo sources, they are the first thing to stop
Yeah, okay, so they probably haven't even reloaded.
actually, one of us... No, our medium torpedoes are loaded.
Okay, medium torpedoes.
I think it's just
Oh, I'm
that
also...
I think the warden is registering too high above from the water. So if you have a restriction there, that might be an
I'm
issue.
double checking the settings now.
Because with some of these ships, especially if you're looking at the Onyx Watch, more of the ship is out of the water than in the water.
Oh!
So
Oh,
you
what?
have to...
I know why they're not flying.
Why? Are we missing local weapon controllers on them?
Yes. I think...
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they were there, but I think you took them out when you installed the anti-missile?
I may have moved them and forgot to put them back. That sounds like something, yeah. Okay.
Well, once you get to a good stopping point, I could probably take a look at it if you want to let me fiddle around with it.
I had no problem with this.
They are now launching.
It just seemed like we are missing a whole lot of explosive damage here.
Yeah,
Though I think the torpedoes might need a bit of a delay, but yeah.
yeah,
Just perhaps the
I
light
think
is
I'm bigger than the
torpedoes.
Athletics.
They did have explosive damage on torpedoes and missiles, correct?
What do you mean they did have?
They had, I guess, I don't know. I speak good English, trust me.
I think these are
Tops
Hertz's
are HE
original
frag.
torpedoes that I just rigged to be able to fire. I think they're HE frag.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're HE frag. I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah, primarily HE, some frag.
Okay. I just usually go full on HE, so yeah.
In this case, I would actually go full HE and let them be launched downwards slightly, so they come and attack the bottoms of ships. Since that's usually where most of the designs you come across, even player-based one, have their weakness. I know I certainly do that.
I think we're really struggling to just finish this thing.
I know, it doesn't seem like there's enough,
It's at 61% health and
and it's still floating.
well, it is actually, to be fair, it is like 60% armor for its total size.
Yeah, but even then it should like sink, I'd imagine, because there's like huge holes in it.
No, it's still floating. I think
Well,
it's
a
because the
lot of
holes
its
also,
internals does have.
yeah, the holes
alloys,
extend to
never
its
mind.
upper hull as well, though.
Actually, I'm kind of wondering what it'd be like if we could pull that railgun main out of there and just put a cram in, but
What, you mean your 400?
yeah. Oh, I'm just spitballing here.
I could check out what to do with the railgun, but that depends on me joining in again.
Okay. Ian, do you think we're at a good stopping point to let matey in if you're cool with that?
Yeah.
Check your progress before you actually quit.
Yeah, I was going to say save
I
it
just
because
saved it.
we've been doing a little bit of streaming. So yeah, okay.
Okay, alright, ending the match now, and I'm gonna have to bump the number of players up to 3.
Yeah, so you have to close the lobby. Oh, no, thank
No,
you.
you don't.
Yeah. Hi, Clint. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Clint, welcome back. I believe he's been a couple of our streams already,
Yeah,
hasn't he?
he's been a regular these last few weeks, actually. Yeah, we're just finishing up this part of Pimp Mah Boat. We're basically in the weapon and performance tuning bits, just making sure it's all working okay. And Matey's decided to come in to double check our weapons, so yeah.
I mean, I was actually experimenting with the after APS rework weapons, and I was happy with everything but the fire rate to shell damage. That was my only gripe with it, and it was so massive that I just couldn't play it in that.
You can go ahead and launch, Stammer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did notice that it seemed like it's a lot harder to do APHE. That was something that kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth.
The AP damage, well, kinetic damage has been heavily downscaled, but AP has gone up massively, so that's where most of it was going. But that was one of the factors, just the sheer amount that you couldn't actually help anything. So I'm going to.
Well, like Monica Lewinsky said when she was talking about the Democratic Party, it left a bad taste in her mouth. Seriously, nothing from that?
I got that reference, but
I don't think Ion did.
I did.
Oh, okay. Sean Little, he just popped in my stream. How's it going, man? Welcome to Pimp Mah Boat.
and I'll once again be using my trusty little platform if I can actually find it. Just hold up a second. That should be it.
While he's doing that, I'm going to copy and paste some local weapon controller settings.
Okay.
I think we should, well, like these the twin Bofers, I'll probably have them with the same settings, so that way we just don't burn through near as much ammo.
I think the main source of ammo burn was actually just how
Let's
fast
see
the cannons fire. Honestly.
I find, at least in my own experience, that little AA weapons like that all over the place can tend to be kind of ammo vampires, for lack of a better term. They just kind of suck away at it and you don't really notice it because it's so gradual. Am I making sense?
Yeah, I get you.
Anyway, now all the simple weapons should be set up for shooting at higher air targets. Well, I'm glad you're doing good there, Sean. I hope you've been enjoying the stream so far. It's just something I do with some friends on Mondays. We call it Pimp Mah Boat, where we take a from the depths design and we try to either match it to someone else's specifications, or they just let us go ham on it. And in case in this scenario, we kind of just went ham on it, and I think we came up with a very capable craft.
Well, I see a nice bug again. Yay.
What?
What?
Well, it's more of an annoyance, but once you place down a turret, it can warp you randomly in, well, any direction basically.
Yeah.
So I guess there is no actual gunpowder on that large shell, is there?
There is.
What? There's no what?
He's asking about the shell setup for the 400 mil.
Yeah, what was the question?
Yeah, if there was a
He's asking if there was gunpowder. I do believe there is, yes.
Yeah.
Are you wanting the shell configuration then, maybe?
I can see what it is, although, of course, I would do it a bit different, but I'll try to do what I can. So first of all,
Okay.
the design is relatively decent for what it's meant to do, but, well, this is the famous, but there is an issue, and sadly there is one.
Okay.
So, as a learning experience, I'm going to try to explain what you did wrong over there, at least in my opinion. Since you could probably slightly reduce the caliber to fit something else in, and due to the fact that the single loaders can be replaced with much cheaper clips, like they are 0.6 times the cost, I believe. Something along those lines, but that is just the cost issue. I will probably just try to get the whole
Yeah, go for it. The reason why I did it that way is in case of a hull detonation of the turret itself, there would be less shells to detonate.
Yeah, but I was actually thinking of a complete rework, since I can get in ejectors.
Okay. Then yeah, that would solve the issue entirely. So yeah, I initially thought I wanted to try to go with ejectors. I am not used to this new style of Tetris, and it would just ugh. It looks like you're going with 3-meter lowers.
I'm going with the 4-meter ones.
Okay.
It's basically the same gun setting, but it's going to be slightly modified just to bring it up to spec.
Okay.
So I see there are a total of 9, well, 15 loaded. Isn't that correct?
Sounds about right.
I can definitely do that. It's not going to still be the most efficient design, but it's going to be the easiest addressable efficient design.
All right. While you're checking that out, I'm gonna just move the camera over here, and we'll have a quick look at Ion's new boat here that he's been working on. I think he's done some really interesting things here with the hull.
Honestly, I just spawned it in because you guys are focused on the turret, and it's like I had no idea what to do with this graph because I can't think of what else to do with the actual Pimp Mah Boat thing. So I thought, you know, I'll spawn this thing in and actually do a little bit more on it because it's like the idle battle cruiser thing. I've just been
Right.
idling doing it, and then suddenly you've gone, oh, let's have a look at this thing that he's been doing. It's like,
Matey's gonna probably be doing the Tetris for a little bit, so I just figured we could talk about your boat
okay,
while he was doing that.
that wasn't the plan, but
It's-
sure. Go ahead.
It's relatively simple to do, even though. So it's not going to take quite as long. I'll just need somebody to look over the settings and make it do what the person wants it to do.
Okay. So Ion, it looks like these the side-mounted ones. I'm assuming those are just kind of bolt-ons, and the ones that go down the center line here, those are actually extending below the deck here. Am I correct?
Kinda. If you remember, it's like I was actually confusing some people even talking about these guns in your discords over the last couple of days. So the side-mounted ones, the first odd thing is that these are quintet guns flat out. So you don't see quintet guns very often.
Actually, you never see them, at least not in real world.
No, not real world.
Equivalents, no.
Quintet cannons. They are kind of deck guns, but I actually.
The closest equivalent I could think of would probably be like a volley gun.
Yeah, pretty much actually. They are deck guns, except for the fact that part of the system is actually below the deck plating. Because well, one, I wanted a bit more space on the things. Second, I find often I lose deck guns to the ammo, sorry, to the turret piece being knocked out.
Yeah.
Or something
That's
like that.
been around since the beginning of From the Depths, but yeah.
So, or like an explosion creeping around underneath the turret and then just going for the unarmored bit.
Oh
underneath.
god, I hate that.
Yeah, so that's one of the good points about these things. They've actually got solid armor all the way around them, so they don't actually have any weak points, but their AC is only like 20 average, kind of thing.
Okay.
And then, like,
Sean Little says, it looks amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if he's talking. He doesn't exactly give us a reference of which boat he's talking to,
Yeah,
but
I think he's talking about Matey's platform.
I don't know. I think they all look pretty good myself,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, they're all distinctive. I think is probably the best way to describe all of this.
Fair enough.
Right, anyway, I realised these things are good against light armor. These Quintet 250s, but they weren't good enough against anything heavier. So that's why they've got this other version which is extended downwards. And the thing that confused people is it's only barrels 2 and 4 on these extended ones that have actually been upgraded.
Yeah, I kind of figured that's what you were going for when you. I think you kind of put up some kind of illustration on the Discord.
Yeah, just because it's like seems to be such a point of contention. I was like, I think I confused normal.
Did you
or
have
DL or
to?
something.
Did you have to match the shell's speeds to make that work, or?
No, because well, what I did was I extended like barrels 2 and 4. They extend downwards, and they are split into this turret mechanism underneath, which is basically just like a 2-barrel turret mechanism down there. But they actually use a bigger shell. So I could have got away with not matching the shell speeds, and it would have still worked fine. It's just the barrels would have elevated differently. But as it turns out, I matched them to the same shell speed, so...
That's good. Because I would have thought that would cause some confusion for your local weapon controller to just be spewing shells at all kinds of different ranges.
It would have, yeah. I could have overcome that by having, like, weapon controllers for the individual firing pieces, but that would have been reworking the turrets a bit much. I was trying to keep the same appearance. But for those on my stream, these turrets have all their ammo patterns included, and you can see what's going on. I'm looking at the back of the forward gun. Damn, if you want to actually check that out as well.
The forwardmost gun?
Yep, the gun closest to the
Okay.
back. Look at the back of
Okay.
the turret mechanism. And you
Yeah,
can see
I
all
saw
the pieces.
some ammo customizers back there. Now that you mention it.
Yeah, the ones at the bottom are the normal ones in the in barrels 1, 3, and 5, and then 2 and 4
Okay.
are using the supersized version, which are 3 times the length and they hit 4 times harder. So
Okay.
yeah, that's like.
And you went with squash heads. Okay.
Actually, it's mixed.
I'm guessing heat and squash mix.
Yep.
Cheap
Yep.
charge. Okay.
Yep. Each barrel is a 50-50 mix between heat and squash. So some arm pierce and some just straight up hole thumping damage in both cases.
Okay. So just out of curiosity, what would you consider just a good, solid block damage gun? Just something that you would want to just like tear through holes.
Cramps.
Well, yeah, raw damage output a gram. And some people say cramps don't have a niche, but yeah.
In 2.4, in 2.4.9, there is an opportunity to do standard guns, but for block terror in current patch, I would give it to Cram 10 times out of 10. There is no contest for it.
Gotta admit, that's an impressive looking salvo.
That's another odd trait about these guns. It fires 2 separate salvos, basically, because another odd thing about the expanded barrels 2 and 4 on half of the guns, which are the upgraded ones, they fire twice as fast, despite having a much bigger shell. So yeah, the normal ones fire every 5 seconds, the bigger shells fire every 2.5 seconds, so there's a volley of 25 shells, and then there's a secondary volley of 6 shells. So
That would potentially overtax a LAM system fairly well, I think.
yeah, admittedly the smaller shells aren't that effective against any kind of real armor, but that's why the bigger shells have been mixed in. They act like a can opener, and they can. Well, Dammer spawned in before we started streaming. He spawned in his what was it?
All guns blazing dreadnought.
Yeah, his dreadnought, which had what was it? Metal, light alloy, heavy armor as its primary. Or was it
it had. It was like metal, maybe like 1 or 2 layers of stone, heavy, and then wood on the back of it.
Yeah, so we were testing out against that, and I was actually peeling through the armor's sides at quite a rate, I think. So I was definitely inflicting some good penetration damage to it. So I was happy with how well my shells were performing there. But if you're wanting a direct comparison, something relatable though, the main cans on this thing can shred a Kingstead in like 30 seconds.
That's nice.
Not bad at all for a gun that I was just absolutely messing about with when I put them together. So I wasn't at all serious really when I was making the first version of these guns.
So the actual speed of this shell is going to be... It's reasonably fast without the railgun, I would say. But that's 598. Don't mind me, I'm just messing around with the shell now.
Okie dokie.
Because-
I was just curious what you had going on because we haven't had a look in a while.
Heizmeister actually had a comment that says, the amount of DACA is satisfying, but is it sufficient?
There's no such thing as sufficient DACA. God, how many times do we guys say this?
Yeah, we keep trying to train you guys on this, but it seems to not really get anywhere.
I know, right?
So,
I think the main thing this has wound up being, though, is like, it's an experiment in armor layering, since I've been trying to improve on how well I make armor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got a bunch of different armor schemes on the main ship itself, which are different. Question mark? Basically, I watched Borderwise's armor tutorial, and he went through a wellness armor fortress and stuff like that. So I learned some interesting stuff in there that I didn't know about, and I've tried to implement some of that into this craft.
Mm-hmm.
Like how explosive damage, the blast radius is different depending on where the source block for the block it hits is, if it's hitting a beam.
Mm-hmm.
that's an intended feature, actually.
Yeah, and it's like vertical stacking being usually more effective than horizontal stacking, so different approaches to layering my armor. I also redid I redid how my approach to decking a little bit, just trying to take advantage of that as well, to preserve how well my armor holds up to actually having holes knocked in it, rather than presenting extra weak points. So my armor is actually a bit sturdier now than it was before.
Oh, something Matey was talking about yesterday. You know, I was just messing around in multiplayer with him. He said he wanted to make a submission to Pimp Mah Boat, where I think it was your battle cruiser you wanted us to work on.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, the advantage of that battle cruiser is that it actually works in both patches. Both of the guns work.
Mhm.
So I would try to keep it almost just purely compatible out of spite, just to show people that it's possible, and that those alarmists saying that there is no way it can be done, well, fuck off, basically.
Oh, that's polite.
Okay, I'll do it in the more British way. Would you please kindly extricate yourself from my property?
And that is
I
the way it
think
is
that's
said, ladies and
better.
gents. Yes. We. I'm slightly perturbed by this. We.
Okay, so
America, we just pull out our M1 Garand and say, "Get off my lawn."
Oh, Heizmeister says it was a rhetorical question about it being sufficient DACA.
Oh, okay.
He was not serious.
Okay, I thought I knew him better than that.
Yeah, we forgive you for now, Heizmeister. Just don't let it happen again.
Yeah.
Just steadily reinforcing my turret wells. But yeah, it's like this thing is called the Isle Battlecruiser because I thought it was like a battlecruiser style thing. But I've revised that to pocket battleship now. Because
I can see Bucket Battleship.
yeah,
Maybe doesn't it kind of give you a Dreadnought vibe? HMS Dreadnought?
well, the thing about it is, in total, this thing has the side armor is 9 meters thick.
okay,
It is incredibly heavy.
this is getting fun.
Good. Just
So,
gonna
the
fly
o-
back over.
The only issue I have at this point is that, well, in order for this to be as effective as I'd like it, so good accuracy,
Mm-hmm.
I would actually have to reduce the top armor of the turret. But I think with how large the actual turret cap was, it's your
I think I
choice.
could accommodate it.
Because I have to remove these parts in order to actually get the necessary recoil absorption in, and even then it's not going to be quite enough.
I've got a question.
Okay.
Is there a reason you've gone with a 3-meter mantle instead of a 1-meter, which is the original fitted with?
Better elevation. If you have a gun of this size, you wanted to shoot at anything that moves.
Yeah, so why a 3-meter rather than an AA?
Because you can actually refit this thing for good anti-submarine warfare, I believe. So that will, and I usually go with a 3-meter mantle just because it's, if you take a look into stats, which is something most people don't tend to do, the 50-degree elevation is sufficient to fire at most aircraft at short range, plus armor goes. Armor is the same, but health doubles on the elevation mantlet. So it is a slightly tougher mantlet, and especially with my practice of just getting something on the thing itself, it does work much better. So this is the final one, and it works, has enough recoil absorption, enough rail using capacity, plus fires at 10 rounds a minute instead of the 8 previously achieved.
9.
Well, 8.3.
It's showing 9.5 on my end.
You must have some points in skills then. And
Nope.
that's what.
Honestly, Macy, I think it's actually just good old multiplayer desync.
Probably.
So I wouldn't worry about too much about that.
Yeah.
Ion, you take a look at the turret and see if it's sufficient.
Oh, wait, sufficient? What do you mean?
Well, if it's sufficient of an upgrade for the reduction in defenses, and if you can just build something around it. Yes, I went with some heavy armor just because the gun's probably going to be pointing
Sufficient
at the
for the
big-
reduction... Sorry,
in
can you ask the question again, please?
in defense. There's the neck armor is basically gone since I had to fit in more DACA into the same space.
The neck armor on the original one was kind of...
Actually, the neck armor on yours is heavy.
Yeah.
Whereas the original one was actually only like the first 3 meters. Anyway,
Mhm.
so it's the same deck armor, except you've changed it to a heavy material.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So because I salvoed in your general direction, you salvoed back in my general direction. Got
No,
it. I see how.
not that.
Let
Also,
the dick wagging begin.
And
I
well,
have
you've got a
hollow
heavier
point
caliber.
HE.
I've got heat and squash. So. Which I
Yeah,
find it's actually a nice flexible mix against a lot of targets. So. Thank you.
Yeah, you're just gonna annihilate the insides of everything with those guns.
Yeah, and
I
even if that's not working, then it's got the squash edge to just hammer it to pieces. So,
Mm-hmm.
still, no matter what, it's going to
So-
be able to do something with at least half its shots. Your question about the cannon, mine is showing a 10.3 fire rate. Actually,
That is weird.
So,
your then Dama's original is 9.5.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
10.3, but Dama's original was actually showing a bit less outside. Oh yeah,
I
know
don't know
why.
why.
I know why it is.
Why is that?
I know why it actually did that.
Okay.
Because on the ship it was showing 8.3. So
Maybe,
I know
yeah.
I know what happened over there, and it's another one of FTD's brilliant calculations nobody knows about.
Just so you guys can see, I have no points put into gunsmithing. And I have
It's
everything put
because
into Stormtrooper and Brawler, pretty much.
It calculates that it doesn't have enough ammo total, so it just says less fire rate.
What?
So
What do you mean less ammo total?
well, it doesn't have enough ammo regen. Is what I'm
It
trying
doesn't
to
factor
say.
that into the cannons actually.
does, though.
No, it doesn't.
At least
It
for
doesn't.
me, it did.
Yeah, the regen rate of the platform itself doesn't affect the cannon stats.
Well, I know there was there was a thing with that. So, how much rail power do you want this thing to use?
Um,
Well, the original is set to 1,000 per shot.
I don't think I messed with that stat, to be honest with you. So if you want to,
I didn't touch it, so it's all your set.
Yeah. Yeah, just run with it, matey.
Listening.
This is your baby. See it through to the end.
Because with how much it has, it can actually use over 7,000 energy per shot, which is going to make this thing go. Damn, that's quite good. But the actual gun itself on the frigate fires at 8.5 rounds a minute, so there was nothing wrong with that. I can actually fire at over 7k energy per shot.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
Of course, I'm going to that means I can underclock it, just to become a bit more efficient with it.
Okay.
So, looking over everything, and
I'm just gonna try to put a bit of a turret cap on this that was similar to the last.
I was almost thinking of making the turret cap look a bit more futuristic. Kind of, doesn't it? I would say. I'm going to see what this. Also, charger overclock is gone, of course.
Yeah, ain't it great?
But 20% energy used for accuracy buff should work. That makes the accuracy point 2 and charge per second. Recoil absorption per. So what does it need now? Recoil 2000 per second. Absorption is lower. Okay, I'll be messing around with this for a bit.
Okay. If you want to come back and do any changes to this turret cap, feel free. I'm just building something to be building something.
Yeah, it's, I feel like I was Pimp Mah Boat's ground to a halt and we're just letting Matey take a crack at doing whatever the hell he's doing, so...
I don't really know if it's ground to a halt, but...
It's what?
I don't know if it's really ground to a halt, but...
On our side, I feel like it has a bit.
I wonder if Heizmeister would be okay with a little bit of cheese. That is one thing I could do to make this thing absolutely broken, and that's if it still works, because recoil absorbers actually only have the attach point as as being physically active. So I could technically, and let me just demonstrate it.
Damn it, I have not really been doing any cheese though in our refits.
Yeah, I'll just show it because this is the wonder. Can you see how the turret rotates despite there being the clipping 8-meter recoil absorber?
Is that the cheese?
It's a little bit cheesy, okay?
Oh,
Especially if you don't have space.
I didn't know about that one. Kind of weird.
That's
and
new
probably
on me,
they're
yeah.
gonna fix that sooner or later.
No, they won't. It's been in the game for like a year.
Really?
I have refused to use it myself. Plus, there's another one. The 3-meter elevation mantlet is actually only physically present at the middle block.
We have actually got an official response. Heizmeister is not okay with putting cheese in it.
Okay. I expected that, to be honest, but
Also, Existence says the old main turret looked like a single turret mounted on the HMS Furious when she was still a battleship.
you mean the ship which actually wrecked itself by firing its guns?
Well, it showed it was truly a sporting ship. It knew it was downright dangerous, so it decided to blow itself up before the enemy could get shot by its own guns. So.
Well, of course. I mean, the ship had less than 3 inches of belt armor.
Yeah. So?
Is this a British ship? Because that sounds like they.
Yeah.
Well, you know the
it's-
Brits being good sportsmen and all that jazz. So.
It's one of Admiral Beatty's crazy designs, I believe. Something about wanting to invade Germany, and so he built the quote-unquote Furious class light cruisers, which were in all essentiality a massive middle finger to everything around. Just because building a light cruiser with with single 18-inch guns is totally reasonable.
That sounds like an Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts experiment to me.
3 inches of belt armor, 18-inch guns. Yeah, it definitely sounds like that, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I like the front of this, but I think the back of it turned out okay.
Yeah, the back's definitely staying. I'll be looking at the front. Now to figure out the maximum energy use to keep the absorption below the recoil. I can use 5,000.
That's
can I use
better.
200? I can, in fact, use 5,150 per shot.
Oh, something I forgot to mention about this craft, by the way.
Yeah.
One of its odder traits is it's actually got like a uniform armor rating of like 50 to 60 across the entire flipping hull.
Hell, that's more than my battle cruiser.
Yeah, so the armor scheme may be bulky and expensive, and it's got several different schemes, but it's uniform in the effect, honestly, so it doesn't really offer many weak points.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I noticed is that metal heavy armor wood provides roughly the same protection as 3 layers of metal backed by alloy. But then again, the alloy actually makes the thing float on its own.
It depends,
So-
really. It depends a lot, to be honest. I don't know. It's just like one of those odd little things about the design I thought I'd mention. Seeing as it's like a pocket battleship is... I'm calling it that because it's got the really thick armor. If it was a battle cruiser, it would have undergunned weaponry and lighter armor compared to a battleship scale hull.
No, no, not really. Battle you do have the distinction.
I looked it up.
The caliber of the weapon says pocket battleship to me, so.
I looked up, battle cruisers were by tradition like longer versions of a. Sorry, not pocket battleship. Battle cruisers.
Battle cruisers,
were
they
longer
have
than a
thin
battleship,
armor,
they
they're
had less
faster,
armor, and
but they had the
guns
same
were not as
guns.
heavy. No, they had less guns.
No, they had less guns, but they had the battle caliber. So,
Yes.
for example, if you take a look at at HMS Tiger, well, the battle cruiser that did not explode for once.
That is heavy.
HMS,
You mean the one that didn't get hooded?
yeah. I think that's going to be an official term for it, right?
Oh yeah.
Damn as official terms. Get hooded. Well, Tiger was basically an Iron Dew class battleship, just with one turret removed, and going way faster. But then you have super cruisers, which is a term used by almost exclusively the Americans during the war. But the Alaska class, only 12-inch guns, whereas you compare that to, for example, Iowa with its 16s. And I think you see where I'm going with there being 2 different classifications then.
Yeah, I mean, you probably could almost call an Alaska the battle cruiser. It just, I don't think I would say that the guns are big enough for that. Maybe heavy cruiser, but
No, it's definitely not a heavy cruiser. You can take the thing against the Congo class battleship and maybe even win.
that's why I said maybe.
I'm going to be reworking the turret cap slightly. I hope you don't mind.
Not at all.
since there needs to be at least some protection for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of which, what is your opinion on FTD having on making somewhat old school semi-realistic designs in FTD?
You mean like the simple weapons?
No, more like entire ships. Do you actually?
I
Would you
really
would you-
don't care.
Yeah, but if you had to choose, is it the style of build you would go for if you had a specific one?
I think I kind of tend to gravitate towards like kind of a conventional real world-ish designs, but probably something like from about the 1940s period. So I'd be fine with it.
My builds have always been something, so it's not something I personally do.
Yeah, Ion Mark III's builds are.
I hope you don't. I hope you don't mind the eyesore of having some heavy armor at the front just to protect the rail magnets.
Yeah, I'm not quite
Because-
sure where Ion gets his style from.
It's kind of trial and error, honestly.
Really, it's not the voices.
That too. The voice is
Oh,
just
okay.
usually I suck. So
So I'm going to add in some detection to the actual turret itself if you have enough.
Yeah,
processor
that's.
for that.
Oh, it should have plenty.
I'm just.
I just don't know
looking
why I always get this thing about having exposed mantles on ships. Just
you don't like it.
it's not so. I like how it looks aesthetically. It just feels like it's a weak point in the gun to me.
It generally is, but I tend to the opposite way. I mean, that's why any turret I build tends to have the mantle exposed, depending on where it's going to move.
Yeah.
Because I can't stand it when it's like
Yeah, that's why I usually go for like a bullpup design where the firing piece and the mantle is like way in the back of the gun and the barrels extend through the turret cap.
right. Yeah, I couldn't stand those designs which were really popular for a long time. It's like the ones where you have a solid metal plate with the barrel that stretches underneath it, and then it just like clips through the thing when it lifts up. You know that one? I hate it.
yeah, that's kind of how I do mine actually.
Ion, get the torches ready. You have a heretic to burn.
I'm trying to roast down all the time anyway. It's not stuck so far.
I roast myself well enough. Thank you very much.
So,
What-
would this satisfy both
Geo-
of you?
I think so.
Just take a look at the mantlet.
That
Yeah,
gun was
so-
damaged design, so
No,
a little bit of armor on it. I see.
the new one.
Yeah, I was looking.
There is enough
Yeah,
armor.
I'm fine with it.
I'm going to do a little bit of extra tuning
Right.
to.
Okay. Geo says to tell Matey that no realistic designs are allowed. This is
Yeah.
Geo we're talking about. So
Yeah, he's got this boner for people that like to do realistic designs. I don't understand why, but you know.
anyway,
I will actually respond to Geo directly. My designs are near future, so they are not based entirely in realism, but they actually do have some.
I'm
yes,
sure
you
my
can-
5-barrel turrets are completely realistic. Yes.
I mean, if you take a look at this, just because it looks better, I went with the design I did, especially because it has enough protection, judging by the oblique and such. If there wasn't a need to let the gun work and not have the railgun magnets randomly disassemble themselves.
Yeah, I don't know. Something tells me Geo's never built models when he was a kid, so I guess he doesn't quite get the nostalgia from it like the rest of us. So I don't know.
I'm actually incorporating something from our build here that I tried, and I'm incorporating it into my style. So, hey.
What's that?
You know that ridge out of the front that I did?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've just incorporated that into my main hull for this.
Oh
Whatever
yeah.
the hell it is. Anyway, existence hit it on the head, Geo. I'm just working on my ship while Matey puts together a new gun for the actual Pimp Boat. So we had a surprise contribution of a modified weapon coming in from Matey.
So
We're
this should
waiting while
actually
I messed around with that.
this should actually work. I have to just check out if the turning speed is enough, because due to this, that's 42 degrees for that one. This one gets 39 degrees. Yeah, that should be fine.
Yeah.
Since the other one actually had more metal on it, so
Mhm.
it will be basically the
Went hard
same.
with this.
And I believe it will actually fit in slightly better.
I think this would actually make a pretty suitable main gun for like. I'm thinking like maybe a
Light cruiser.
like a frigate.
Probably just put 3 on it, call it a destroyer or a light cruiser,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're done. So
I could definitely see that working with this.
the Pimp 12 will of course be available, so I expect people to steal it anyways.
This is quite true.
Well, matey, if you want to go ahead and do the honors of popping it into the hull here, I'll go ahead and remove the one that's currently in here.
You'll have to switch the ammo around slightly. I went with just adding the emergency ejection defuse, but you could reduce the caliber farther and just.
Okay. We'll make it work. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, this is not a project for this is not this is not actually a Pimp My Boat project I'm doing, Geo, or doing or something. It's like I said, it's just Matey was doing something.
This is just something he's doing for fun. Yeah.
I'm just idling and doing this thing because that's kind of what I've been doing when I've been like zoned out this last 3 days, 4 days ish. It's like slowly slapping this thing together a piece at a time.
Could you tell me a little bit about those really long missiles that you got in there? I don't think I've seen them in that kind of configuration like ever before. So how's they been working out for you?
Actually, fairly good. They're, I mean,
What kind of purpose are they for? Are they like anti-aircraft or?
You know your all guns blazing.
Yeah.
These guys overwhelmed your missile defense on that. So these.
I'm not surprised. I mean, it's token
like
at best.
This is actually like a mini cruise missile kind of thing. So they're built for a couple of kilometers range. They fire a bit on the slow side, but they're steady fire, and it's a single missile system. I mean, you saw that they're tied together inside it. But each one is like one of these missiles packs some EMP damage for some flexibility, but every missile is like almost 3,000 HE in an 11-meter blast. So that's the main thing. They hammer into things, and if there's any chinks in the armor, they'll worm their way through there and do some serious damage.
Okay.
It's like as a
Matey, did you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted you to paint the things, since I
sure.
reworked some of the armor to just include the heavy armor casing around the neck of the turret to prevent any HE just clipping through the bottom of the turret, destroying the metal and going in that way. Because of course that's what tends to happen, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And I'll add one thing to this. To this, and it's going to be to just paint the barrel. Since I believe having that white strip is actually makes it look slightly better.
Yeah, I could see that.
No, for some reason the missile wants tubes aren't firing.
Don't you hate it when that crap happens, man?
Oh, yeah,
Remember that first time we were doing a weapons test on this thing and none of the guns would fire because we forgot the batteries?
Well, I'm fairly sure these missiles aren't battery powered, so yeah.
Yes.
I think it's just they're just not. They were just refusing to fire a little bit.
Let's see here. What kind of show are we wanting to stick in this thing, matey?
Oh well. I was just gonna launch them upwards, but it's like they're not wanting to cooperate at the moment. So hey.
it's your shell. Just use your shell, but add an emergency ejection defuse. It's a 390 mil.
390. Okay.
Yeah, the 10 millimeters had to be sacrificed to the dark gods to get a turret which will keep working even though half of it gets destroyed.
I'm guessing we could add like one shell module to the end of this, or no?
Yeah,
Geo
it's a
says,
single shell module to the end, and how you have
Okay.
done it.
Right.
That's it.
Ion, I'm sorry. What was that you're trying to say, sir?
Just trying to talk. Just I've got people in the comments again.
Oh, okay.
Right.
What are they saying?
Existence actually. I've not read that one. Existence said that he likes making mountains exposed because they look like explosion bags, mostly the AA mantlet. Geo says that he's 100% okay with taking inspiration, but doing things just because real ships did it, he despises. So that's actually what his beef is with that kind of building stuff.
Okay.
Then he goes on, he says that he likes the look of my boats. Very respect. Hey, thank you, Geo. Geo likes
Actually,
my
that's just the positive out of Geo. What the hell?
I think it's like well, it is in my style, but it's like because of the bulk of the armor, it's widened out and stretched back, and it actually looks like a realistic boat in overall profile. It's just when you look at it a bit closer, it's like it actually follows into exactly what he just said. It looks like it could be realistic, but it's not like a copy of a real design. If you get what I'm saying.
Now I'm
Okay.
contemplating one thing, since we could actually increase the rail draw to 5,000. We got an extra 150 meters a second or so out of this thing. So, just looking at this, I already set it to 1,000, and it's 627 meters a second to 783. We could actually add a bigger warhead and keep the accuracy higher and the speed higher still. I'll see what happens if I just add another HE warhead, and
Okay.
the speed is still 60 meters a second higher. So I think that's a good trade-off.
Okay. Just a heads up, fellas. I probably need to start getting ready to go to an appointment here in about an hour, so I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I was going to mention that we've been streaming it for a while before Mate came in. We've actually just passed the 3-hour mark.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was playing with Dark Cow. Sadly, he's sick, so not much.
Was he doing well, what was he doing, like World of Warship stuff or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I honestly need to hop back into that. I keep forgetting that it's there.
Oh wait, I don't need
let's see what happens now once
I
the
don't
shells
need
are
to
real.
go, so let me do this now.
Because once the shells reload, I'll get the actual numbers, which should be reduced cooling and increased recoil, which means I will probably replace the single cooler. This is the part of fine-tuning I actually don't like that much, because it requires you waiting for the gun to be reloaded again.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing a little bit of painting here on the guns that you made here,
Which one?
just so we can the ones that you put on the sides. I thought it might improve the look of things if we kind of try to make it look a little similar to what Matey's got here.
Oh, you mean 200s?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. No worries.
I mean, the first inspiration for that white strip was actually kill markings on tiger tanks and such.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I'm talking about.
I think I got an idea, yeah.
Because of course there were, for example, tiger tank had 20 tank kills, and which made the barrel just at one part look completely wide. And it's nice.
Yeah, kind of like the front of the barrel in the Fury tank. Yeah.
Got another little bit from Geo, actually. Geo says that he's got to say it looks like your work, some actual effort went into it, not just suck the male genitalia. Though he said the short version. So, yeah. So it's.
And you're not even monetized. You know you can afford this.
I don't.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
don't give a shit.
I'm not actually monetized. No, it's just sometimes I hesitate a little bit to say certain words, so I say something a little bit different.
Yeah,
But,
of course.
and though he also says that apparently my boat has a bit of an Onyx watch feel to it. I don't know. It doesn't have any crenellations on it or anything like that, so I'm not so sure about that one.
Yeah, I'm not getting the Onyx Watch vibe from it myself, if I'm to be honest. So. Yeah.
For me, it just looks like somebody forced the white flares to abandon their religion, but then forced them to still build ships. Oh, why did you just drop that close? It caused massive lag spike.
Yeah, that was a massive lag spike when I released it from the tractor. Oh my. No, I think
Actually,
that's
this
the sign
thing
we've
to
been
me looks
playing
like it could be Steel Strider.
Yeah, it's basically combining the High Lorham
Yeah, the overall weight
designers
is still
with
the
Steel
same. I'm going to
Striders.
get it out of the water because holy hell, this is like so hard.
Because take a look at it. It's a hexagon, basically. It's the typical design of the Steel Striders.
Regrets. Sorry,
I
guys.
was forced into playing this on a laptop for a while, and I am completely used to this.
Why are we missing part of the bow here?
What?
Like on the very front of it, we're missing part of the bow. Never mind, I replaced it. There's like a block that keeps disappearing.
I think I might have messed the server up, guys. My computer's stuck integrated.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we had to save this and do a combat test and probably
Oh wait,
call
no,
it.
there it goes. Back to normal.
So we cool with that?
That was weird. Wait, what are we doing?
I was just saying, we're probably at a good point where we could probably do a combat test and maybe call it an episode.
Yeah, I'm definitely. Oh, I was sleepy when we first started. Because I've had a lot of
Yeah.
since then.
Yeah, I just need to take a look because for me the gun hasn't loaded yet, and I just need to know the stats on
Find
the
sun. Oh, there it
on
is.
the main gun.
Yay, red sun.
Okay, just let me know when you're at a good stopping point there, matey.
Damn it, actually, could I use your stream to check them out? Just hover over the stats because
I can tell you the stats. What stat do you need?
I need to know how the recoil is. So if the
Recoil is at 10,000.
no, if there is a difference.
Oh,
If there is a difference between the actual stats, and so hover over the gun because I could actually see it through your stream.
I just
Yeah, I'm
reminded
hovering
you
over
of
it right
the
now.
world inside the resource center.
Oh, that's the 30 seconds. Cooling limit is 10.3. Recoil is good. I don't think we need that 0.3 RPM of a fire rate, but you could definitely add that.
yeah.
Actually,
Um,
speaking of which, I think I know how to fix it. So, if you hold on for a moment, yeah, this should actually
tall metal
make
cliffs,
it work.
no holes sloping, and the general build up towards the center is why he thinks it's an Onyx Watch style shift. The multi-level design on it. That applies to just about any ship design though, Geo, I think. So, I mean, technically if you follow that criteria, then the Velocity Pimped version is a Onyx Watch ship. So, I don't know.
I don't know why the hell the stats are desynced, but I added one cooler and it should actually work now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, have a good day, Clint. And welcome back, Jason. Yeah, the stream is still going, though I have my fingers crossed it won't be for too much longer.
Yeah, we probably need to wrap it up
So,
here fairly soon, matey.
I think my part is done.
Okay.
I was just reworking one bit which could be optimized with an additional cooler.
Okay, so we good for a quick reset?
Yeah.
Let me just double check to make
Save
sure
it.
my thing's saved. You might want to make sure that everything's saved for both of you guys. Like, is the velocity saved?
I just saved it. Alright, so
7. This thing is 426.5k so far.
really?
And do you know that thing we couldn't sink earlier?
Nope.
That last thing we were combat testing against that was just like full of holes.
Oh, yeah, the warden.
So far this, you can go ahead and reset, by the way. I saved mine. This thing, it's got similar armor levels, like 60% of its mass is armor right now.
Hmm.
The only thing I'm worried about is that I didn't see any anti-laser defenses. So maybe that's the last thing we do. Just slap a load of smoke generators somewhere on the ship.
Good. Alright, I'm ending the match unless anyone has any objection.
I do not.
Hiya?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
As you probably realize, this thing in your direction.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Jason says nice looking shits, by the way, so well done us. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Well, it's something, I guess.
Off it goes.
So,
I'm just gonna get rid of the starter raft. Okay. Here we go. What do we want to spawn in for this thing to fight? Kingstead, maybe?
King said we probably need to do the Marauder test again with the new weapon. Especially since we didn't
Okay.
torpedo the last Marauder hard enough, because most of our torpedo launchers weren't working.
Okay. Here comes a Marauder, or two.
Oop, that's...
God dang it. I know, I just saw.
Also, you spawn
I
them
thought I
as
had
friendlies.
I just saw that, yeah. I thought I had that changed, but whatever.
Right. Okay.
so just a little bit of a note with the ammo change. The fire rate went down back to 9.8 rounds a minute, but you have an additional HE warhead. So its technical firepower went slightly up based on what it is.
Geo's apparently having problems with the chat. Sadly, that's a YouTube side thing. If it's not updating for you, though, I don't understand this. Dammer. He also said the Pimp boat looks very SS.
Steel Strider-esque.
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
Something
I think we have a little bit of an issue.
Oh,
with
you didn't
unset
reapply the turret restriction, so it just blew off one of the 200s.
Yeah.
Actually, that was a cram that got it. So
Was it?
yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the firing restriction either, so...
Yeah, I'll reinstall the restriction. Sorry, I thought it was the 400 that did that.
Yeah, me as well, but since I'm lagging so...
I didn't
hard,
actually
right?
see a cram blast or a cram explosion, and since
It did.
the Marauder...
Trust me.
Yeah, that... I mean, I actually saw something happen, but then again the Marauder loaded in like 1 second too late for me. Yeah, the HE is doing a reasonable amount of work, it seems.
Okay, turret restrictions are set.
To be honest, I have something I could turn into this type of a hydrofoil, and I'm almost thinking about it. Because it...
Well, the blueprint will be made available. So yeah.
Barrador is doing a nice job rebuilding that boss turret, so I'm glad I installed so many now.
1,000 resources well spent.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you lose an entire turret, you kind of want to get it back. So, that's what I figured. I was just watching from the seats, just seeing what was going on. So I'm going to wander over and look at the hold Marauder.
Hold on a second, I'll just quickly do one thing, which is auto adjust the detection instruments based on their accuracy and detection rate. Because there were 2 more radar 90s, and that...
Mm-hmm.
And this
Existence
will make-
says Schutzstaffel for SS. And Jason seems to be impressed by the rate of fire on the 200s. Jason, is that what you were looking at? I'm guessing that was, because that's what I was watching while I was in the cockpit.
Yeah, I mean the 400 was basically at the level you can get. You can't get any higher really. But the 200s are definitely impressive, but they are belt feeders then again.
No, the 200s are
No, they're not.
The 200s
Actually,
are not belt fed.
They're direct feed.
Interesting then. I mean, with how you have it set up, you can't really do them ejected, but that would be...
Yeah,
if I could...
it's a very compact space. There wasn't much room to
Yeah.
really build them. So
If I had one lower space without compromising on the bottom armor, I would actually build them ejected, which would not increase the accuracy. But then again, that is my weird thing with adding ejectors to literally everything.
yeah, Jason. Yeah, Jason likes the rate of fire on it. That 200 is firing at just over 80 RPM. So it's like every 0.8 seconds or 0.9 seconds roughly between shots. Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's just a pure railgun, so that's why you're not seeing any kind of muzzle flash every time it goes off. Let's see. Yeah, Geo is saying that APS is really weak now because it's barely tickling at the border, so I think Geo's despairing a bit.
He's not wrong.
He
Well-
is not wrong. There have been many changes to the APS system.
I mean, it's not really weak once you go into the realm of 8-meter APHU, which is actually stupidly strong.
Yeah, I think it's like a lot of stuff got changed though, so you have to basically relearn it to see what works for you.
It's deeply mediocre. I would put it like that.
Yeah.
That,
It's not quite
there's
kind
no.
of flavour.
I mean, there is no real point in actually having frag as an ammo type, for example, because frag's got nerfed to oblivion. AP isn't of much use. I mean, kinetic shots in general are not much use against just spamming stone anymore.
Can we get
So-
an air target in here, Damo?
Absolutely. What do you have in mind?
Something.
Some squirrels, maybe?
Either that or monkey barrels if we want some target practice.
Squirrel's decent, then maybe if
I don't really know if I consider them decent because, I mean, that
Yeah.
octuple turtle take him down without too much issue, so.
Actually,
the octopus not firing.
maybe getting some of the twin guard drones in, or
It should be
Oh,
close
those
enough.
things are.
Why is it not firing?
Yeah, none
Or-
of the.
maybe for a relatively fast target with predictable movement patterns, just get the orbit.
That should be.
Hold on.
Oh, the squirrels are outside again.
Yeah, the anti-aircraft one's not firing for some reason. Oh, it's on channel 1 for a start. Channel 2 for the AMA. Whoops.
I'll just scrap the squirrels.
Altitude 10 to something. Engage vehicles above 1 block. Maximum speed to engage 2 upwards. Should be good to go.
Yeah, the squirrels were on outside, so
Oh. Okay, that's
That
clean.
makes sense. My bad.
Damn, that's twice in a row you've done that, pretty much.
I think I have something to spawn in. This could work relatively well.
Oh, there we go.
And they are being led by something with a pack. It's actually going to be relatively interesting. But yeah, the anti-missile system is doing incredibly well. And as you can see, the orbit is deeply annoying. Although now it does. Although as I can see, it definitely got hit because its main weapon has just disappeared.
Yeah. It looks like it got bifurcated on my end.
Well, the autocannons are working, and
The orbit is held together with light blocks, so
the other 200 is actually firing at the orbit. So,
yeah.
nice having a spare turret on the other side that's not actually engaged.
Yep.
Because I think that might be what actually took out the.
Oh, it looked
pack.
like it did pretty good murdering the squirrels, though. Yeah, this little I brought in this ironclad here, and it's still there.
I just leveled up. Ding.
I know why it's there. It's because it sits so low in the water. That's what was causing most of the issues since the shells were
something just not taking
bouncing
out.
over it.
And
I don't
yeah.
think we have the torpedoes hooked up anymore.
I
Something like
specifically
that.
rehooked those.
Because if there were torpedoes, that ironclad would have been dead within the first 30 seconds. Even with the
torpedo racks are all empty. They have been fired.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think the it's not keeping up with ammo production.
Yeah, it's still not keeping up with ammo production. That's usually the biggest issue.
And actually, the torpedo system is actually the most expensive system on the ship, so it's the first thing to stop firing when we run low on ammo.
There is a little bit of extra space, and since it's 2.5 and we don't have targets, I can add in 4 more ammo blocks just deep inside the ship without hurting it much, since there is nothing below above it. Should I?
Okay.
I have checked it. There is 4 ammo blocks are not going to blow up an alloy beam, so
Okay.
Go for it.
I'll just be looking through where I can put in extra ammo without it endangering the craft itself. Okay, this is the VLS tube. No, that's the anti-missile tubes. Ammo storage, airbot. There is a lot of space in the bow for it. I don't know if we should, since that's the hydrofoils, but we
Yeah.
definitely could put some ammo there.
Where are you thinking? Like underneath?
If you take a look just in front of the forward machine gun, basically.
It's like right above the hydrofoils, I think is what he's talking about.
Yeah, it should be that. Just put in a couple racks of 4 ammo blocks.
With 2x2s.
I mean, where the armor process?
Yeah, Dama's doing it. I wouldn't do this
idea where
many,
you're
I would
going.
actually...
Oh,
No, I'm
wait.
gonna, like,
I was in the wrong place, never mind.
I would
Yeah,
just do
that-
this.
That's what I was actually gonna do, you beat me to it.
And let's do it with alloy, since this thing actually has to float for once. And not at the entire top, because this is just a little bit of the waterline.
I just
So-
added some more ammo processing.
Yeah, you beat me to it this time.
That kind of what you had in mind, matey?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll just throw in some of the 2x1 ammo boxes.
Existence says, why are battles taking too long? I really have no idea.
Well, the whole, like, getting rid of, you know, aim point selection.
Yeah.
And not having enough ammo. That will be fun after the research change, though.
Weren't
Once you run out of ammo.
Weren't they deliberately saying, ooh, we must have long, spectacular battles, and then it's like, now there's this massive... the pendulum swung the wrong way, and it's like, battle's taking too long, so it's like... You did this, though.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, they actually... Oh, there should be longer battles, but then again, at the same time, there was a forum post running. Why are battles taking too long? Or
Like
something
real?
along those lines. I really need to get my hands on those interceptors.
Damn it, I think adding that turning thruster has worked out really well for our interceptor missiles.
I agree.
Anyways, somehow I've actually managed to get enough time to finish off, if you remember what the missile cruiser.
And actually, the autocannon turrets are trying to do some work as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, I put these things in because they don't do a lot of damage and they are annoying relatively fast aircraft. And I don't want to bore you with the Predator X. But yeah, I think this is good enough. It's managing to cripple lightweight aircraft quite easily, and if the main gun eventually targets them, because which it should at some point at least.
They are in the rear arc, so it's not going to do so.
Yeah, if they go in front of you, you will just eat a shell to the face, though. But I guess those small missiles actually have target prediction guidance, don't they?
I believe I did put them on there, yeah.
Yeah, and that timed flak is working out real well against the light blocks and such. You can just see how it ripped the craft apart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see this thing doing pretty good as a support craft. Mainly just light anti-air and some light anti-surface.
And let's see something even more annoying. is probably the ultimate test, though, as you can see. Just spawning in twin guard drones and you'll see how you do in terms of missile defenses.
Oh
and
yeah.
I don't think we have sustain. Actually, those missiles snuck low, but they didn't seem to do very much damage either.
Yeah, they are very small missiles, but remember these are twin guard drones, and island avoidance is working for once.
Yeah, I
Oh,
went and maxed
yeah.
that out. Yeah.
I mean, this turning circle is still like 300 meters though. Maybe even half a kilometer.
Matey, that is with full banks of turning propellers and turning thrusters, by the way. It does.
Yeah,
does all
we
the fact that
didn't
things
slash
actually
on the
really
turning,
fast.
trust me.
Yeah, we didn't skimp on the turning. It's just that this craft is also pretty quick, so
Yeah.
bit of wreckage in the water.
I mean, there could be some on the hydrofoils, but that would only increase marginally and increase the cost quite quickly.
Does this thing have any material storage?
Yes,
Yeah, I can't see it actually.
it's actually in the wings.
Okay, I see it now.
Just use Shift P if you're struggling to find it. But yeah, it's got 4
No, I
storage
found it.
canisters.
I found it. Gotcha.
Yeah, okay then. So
Let's
do we
let's
think
just see this thing.
pimping has been successful. Where's this? Where is it?
It's a
The
bomb.
B2 Spirit.
Yeah.
Oh,
steel
there it is,
strider.
all the way up there.
Yeah, this is the last
Is
thing
this
I wanted
supposed to smoke the
test.
whole time?
What?
This is just something I wanted to test out based on, you know, if you're fighting a plane, this is occasionally going to happen.
Yeah.
We're not really outfitted for long range, high altitude.
It's not built for it, but
the
if
only
it
thing
can
that
actually
really do
impress-
much is probably the missiles. We're going to see if they can catch it.
yeah,
One
3 of
did.
them did.
One did.
3 of them did.
Oh, 3 of them then? Okay.
Yeah, the
But-
shells don't have enough speed, but the missiles will sometimes catch it. Oh, there we go.
Ooh, that was a pretty good hit right there, actually.
Incoming. We don't have upwards missile
I don't think a
detection,
single
apparently.
one of those hit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but we
not-
didn't launch the anti-missiles though, so we don't have
Because
upwards detection.
they don't. That's actually a really good point.
Yeah, if we had upwards facing anti-missile detection, then our anti-missiles would have
Nothing.
died. So
Actually,
yeah,
I know a place where we could put it.
yeah, so that there is an opening right there. And I think my stream is going to heck right now, so yeah, I'm slide showing. I think while that spirit's out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, sorry guys, I just noticed that on the stream. So yeah,
I think that plane's trying to fly away or something.
might have been damaged.
Yeah, it's trying to turn, but it's taking it a hell of a long time. I think some of the turning thrusters have been
Yeah,
damaged.
I think it's too badly damaged. It's off map now actually.
I think there needs to be a range restriction on those anti-air missiles. I
Yeah,
don't think I put one.
as you can see, spawning something so annoying is definitely a good point. Now that it's coming back around, it may actually finally get damaged. At least. It's
It
looking
looks like it keeps catching a missile every now and then.
Yeah, but the missiles just aren't turning fast hard enough when they get close. Probably because of how high they are, so they're really struggling with that.
yeah.
So, Heizmeister, are you pleased with the results, sir? I like to think he is.
So this is the way to win the campaign once the research changes come out, right? Just build something like this, but even faster and even better turning with smoke. And well, you run everything out of ammo, and it's going to self-destruct.
Hmm.
But it finally got, yeah, one of its iron drives got knocked out, or the pitch drive. So we may actually see it go down soon.
Yeah, it seems to be dead in the air.
It doesn't like want to launch any of its weapons or anything,
No,
so
it's not even moving forward. It's just falling.
Yeah.
Its weapons are downwards facing, so, and it's
Yeah, it's
it's
dead.
SOL.
There we go. We actually intercepted into the spirit.
Actually, let me just try something here real quick.
Is that a threat?
This should be interesting.
No. Can you also save, by the way? I just hit the ranges on the autocannons.
Okie dokie.
So they only engage things that are closer now.
Oh, come on, save it. I think it's lagging pretty hard right now. What's it doing on your guys' end?
Still smooth for me.
yeah,
Okay.
lagging. Like I had it work 1 second on my end, then it reverted to your stream. So
Heizmeister says that he is more than pleased by this.
Oh,
That
great.
will do nicely for his Quest for Needs campaign in the future, although he thinks he will reduce the amount of repair ops.
Probably.
Now, as I say, what Heizmeister, you don't want 60 repair bots. Hey, every craft comes with 60 repair bots as standard, you just don't realise it.
it's only 3,000 materials and provides with insane repair rate, which is the exact problem, because in battle you don't want your steam engines to suddenly run out of materials to burn.
I don't think this aircraft will be able to hit it with bombs, but it seems like it's dodging the fire pretty well.
Yeah, it's dodging the fire pretty well. This is exactly what I was talking. And this is why you need at least some hit scan weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you,
But this thing
Jason.
does, like,
Jason thinks it's a good ship.
I think it's
Yeah.
remarkably good.
Yeah, I think we really came together on this and knocked one out of the park here.
Yeah, it's definitely struggling to hit small fast targets like that.
With the main gun, since I see how many lighter weight weapons there are, I try to have the heavy punch. So you have the shell power of 58, whereas the single to 200s should have a shell power of 19.
Well, considering its cost and
Yeah.
its speed, it's probably going to be most suitable as an escort, I think.
Yeah, it needs something with it to make up for its deficiencies, and oh, there's a bit of a lag spike there. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the big torpedoes would probably make up for a lot of those deficiencies, but as far as stuff that's going to be
Really?
above the surface, it's going to struggle.
No, it's actually small stuff like this that it struggles against, and also against, like, I think bigger craft, it struggles to knock them out
Yeah,
very
well,
quickly.
if we just refitted all the weapons with a laser, be incredibly useful.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually make a decent 2-axis laser turret. Quite.
Yeah,
quick.
if the auto cans were swapped out for like simple lasers, it would probably be able to hit this thing a lot better.
No. It wouldn't be able to hit it. Just looking at the frag bomber, it's at 700 meters. Remember the range of those
Yeah, but when it passes overhead, it does it at
Yeah.
about 400 to 500 meters. That's why I'm saying that.
Okay, two interesting things from my comments, and then guys, can we please wrap this up? Because
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
we're at 3 hours 40 now. We've been combat testing for over an hour. So,
I keep saying it's the hallmark of a good design.
this is true, but we were planning to stop almost an hour ago as well, so.
I know. Okay.
Right, two statistics, right?
Okay.
Jason says that one of their Discord buddies is a lawkeeper / staff, and even they are getting tired of the quote-unquote balance changes.
Uh-huh.
So that's a little tidbit there. And
I mean, I spoke
existence-
to one a while ago, and they were already getting pissed off.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that's something. Always nice to hear again. Existence says that he thought it looked a bit ugly until we painted it and added some detail. Now it looks very nice. Existence approves. Actually, Dammer, can I get a nice screenshot from you over the Discord really quick, so we can see what it looks like in your screen?
Absolutely.
Since we saw it a little bit earlier, but I figured it'd be a nice side by side to end for, just like what mine is and what yours is.
Do you want me to just PM it to you?
Yeah, just like you did before. I'll go and grab it.
Okie dokie.
I'll use it in mine. I've used the default player colors, I believe.
Heizmeister says that he thinks it's going to refit into different versions, and he's looking forward to it. He thinks it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think if you change that main cannon out for like maybe a large cram, it would probably do a lot better offensively, but yeah.
There's going to be a little bit of a lag spike here, by the way.
Okay.
But, well, for people on my stream, but that's just because I'm accessing and saving something outside of oh, Jason's going, so yeah, thank you, Jason, for dropping in.
Yeah, thanks for dropping by, man.
And thank you for saying that we've done some good work. So, yeah.
I think this thing definitely needs a couple more of the tucked up pom-poms.
Oh, hey, the Happy Ball dropped in for a little bit. What's up? Sorry I missed this. He said, how about building a variant of an armed ship with either a laser or particle accelerator cannon?
Yeah, so if you,
Variants of what? This
I'm
ship?
thinking he's talking about this ship in particular, yeah.
It's
yeah,
going to
guys,
be done rather easily.
there it is in Dammer's colour scheme, actually.
Aside from the turquoise, I think it looks pretty good.
You can't really see that in the screenshot that you sent me, but yeah, it's like a black and red version in Dammer's paint scheme. So.
I sent you mine as well.
Oh, you sent mine.
I used the default. I sent you the default. It's basically the default player scheme, I believe. I just switched one of the colors for black and it looks absolutely amazing.
Oh. Okay, fine. I'll grab that one as well. That was, yeah. So okay, so we've got 3 different paint schemes for this thing apparently.
Yeah, those sweet colors really work for you, Aya. The dark blue, the light blue.
I'm going to override
Looks
this
great.
picture again with the new one. That should just swap it out for Matey's colour scheme. Yep, that swapped it out for Matey's. You guys didn't really zoom in on the ship though when you sent the screenshots, so that's affecting quality of things on my end.
It's kind of hard to do that when it's mobile.
No, just focus your camera on it and press F9 to take away your HUD.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you're sitting in the craft, then you can have your camera forward or so. But yeah, that is Matey's
Aya's
colour
version looks like it's very passable for Steel Striders, yeah. Then again, Matey's does look a little bit too.
Heizmeister says your scheme looks evil, Dammer.
Thank you.
Yours was black with red highlights all over the side though in those patterns, so yeah, very aggressive. And Existence says those 2 schemes are like ARP skins in World of Warships.
Not ARP skins existence. There is a different collab which actually has that, but almost the exact same design in fact. But yeah, I'm not almost the exact design as in Dammer's design, but I'm not going to get into which one it is. Then again, I do love most of the ARP ships, and it definitely looks at least like one.
But yeah, it's, I'm gonna call my stream there, little guys. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I probably need to wrap up too because
Probably getting
it's
close to that
close for
point.
yeah. But yeah, thanks for coming in and giving us a hand, mate. Appreciate it, man.
I had some free time and I didn't know what to do, so, well, guess what?
I got that impression actually. Yeah,
All right,
it's
I'm gonna save this one more time and I'm going to wrap it up. I will be putting this on the Discord, guys, if you want to come and grab it. So, anyway, y'all take care. This has been Damaduck82 with I Am Mark III. Y'all have yourselves a hell of a day and keep your hammers high. Later.
Have a good one, guys.